Oh my goodness. Yo, what's going on, guys? What's going on? What's going on? Holy moly. I am so stoked to see this trailer. It is almost ready. It is almost ready. It is currently 9:56 a.m. Man, I am... Oh. It's so close. Oh, so good. How's everyone doing? How's everyone doing today? We all good? We all good? Right on. I got my G Fuel all prepped to go. I'm hyped, bro. I'm so hyped. I've been waiting for a COD game like this in years. And like, I never made any teasers or posers because everyone sees it anyway, but they've got tanks in the game supposedly. It reminds me of World of War, man. Oh, it's gonna be so good. It's about time. About time. 11 years I've been waiting. 11 years. Oh, I'm just gonna finish eating my grub, and then I'm good. Oh yeah, baby. We're ready. Yo, 2 minutes. This is my victory blanket, bro. Whatever. What do you want, dog? You've had dinner. Hey? Hey, dog? Yeah, exactly. I would trade a bar butt, but I don't want to play with it. Play with the microphone spot. This is great. Absolute great. Yeah, stay. Stay. Oh my goodness. Yeah, we got 60 seconds till it starts. Oh! I can even bring it up on my PC too. Look at this. Oh, no. Yeah, man. We're waiting. Where's my face cam? There it is. There it is. Gotta have the face cam up there. Ready to go. Any moment now. Any moment. Oh. Oh, wait. There's music. Oh. Oh. This must be the new season. Oh, Metallica, yo! Alright. I feel it.
Contact 3 o'clock!
Move!
javelin? No! What? Oh, this is gonna be the best card. This is gonna be the best card. Oh man, tap nuke at the end to finish it off. Oh my god, I cannot wait.
Pre-order and get early access to the open beta.
Okay, first things first. What is your initial thoughts of this trailer? Dude, you got freaking tanks you can drive. You can get a tactical nuke. I don't know if it ends the game, but dude, tac nuke. You can hide an AC-130, a gunning runner, or strafing run, basically. There's so many crazy streaks we're gonna get here. We even got the Juggernaut returning from Modern Warfare 3. Oh my god, dude. I haven't had a COD like this in so long. This is like Modern Warfare 2, a little bit of World at War's kind of feel with the recoil and stuff, and then a little bit of Modern Warfare 3 sights, a little bit of Call of Duty Ghosts with the aiming around corners kind of feel. I love it. It's perfect. It's absolutely perfect. It's the way a shooter should be. Maybe the tanks would destroy like a little bit of buildings, you know, like kind of drive right through them, kind of more of a like a battlefield feel, but that's completely up to Treyarch and, you know, Activision's whole idea of messing with all that. And Infinity Ward, hats off to you, man. You guys have put out an amazing freaking trailer, an amazing game. I am absolutely stoked. I cannot wait to play this game. It's going to be so great. Absolutely astonishing. Like, this is probably going to be the next COD I'm going to take seriously. Like, I want to go Master Prestige. I want to go fucking everywhere on this. Like, I'm going to go crazy with it. It's going to be such a good game. I'm speechless. This is a great COD game. They even got Metallica rights to freaking Metallica's music. Wow. Enter Sandman. If you've never heard of Metallica Enter Sandman, I want you to go look up the song, listen to it. People even here in North America do full out raves with it, right? They'll get like a bunch of guys and singers, bands, you know, like a bunch of guys that just do their normal bands, and they'll do like tribute songs and stuff like that. It's absolutely insane, and it's one of the best songs I've ever heard from Enter Sandman. Like, Metallica, come on. Metallica's freaking sick. It's perfect. They did a great job with the trailer. All the editing was absolutely on point. They did barely any editing to make it look kind of really fake-ish. It was more on point. It was based on the realism of the fight. I like the multiplayer trailer. It looks absolutely great. I cannot wait. Honestly, hats off. Cannot freaking wait, dudes. Let me just go ahead and set up this stream here so I can get a little bit more of the gameplay action. I am so pumped. I am so freaking pumped to play. Okay. Let me just switch over to the PC here. And we're on the display capture. BO4 face cam. Let me just put that up there. Okay, perfect. And bing, bada, boom. Here we are. Okay.
And in the end, we ended up with unlimited sprint. Feels good. It's user friendly. But we still wanted that kind of like tactical boost, that way to get from one piece of cover to another really, really fast. And so we added a thing called tactical sprint. Okay. And if you're moving forward and you click the stick twice, your gun actually comes up to signify that you're not engaging in combat. You're just sprinting, and allows you to move really fast for a short amount of time. And then
it's a risk reward, right?
It's actually the oh shit button.
Yeah.
Gotta go fast. Gotta run away. But kind of moving forward from perks, the thing that excites me the most, kill streaks. Yes. They have returned for Modern Warfare. And there's a whole different host of them here, and some of them very, very exciting. Of course, the Juggernaut we saw in the trailer. Yes. That is badass. And I think you guys in rehearsal were telling me that there's like music that plays as well when you're in the Juggernaut suit?
Yeah, so when you get the Juggernaut suit, you hear metal music in your ears.
Just cool.
And it's just like,
that's just cool.
Such a fun kill streak. It's just your moment to just be like, F you, everybody.
That's part of why I love the kill streaks for
F you, everybody.
When I get on COD, I want to go in, I want to dominate. It's about me dropping stats, dropping numbers, earning streaks, and this is one that'll be fun.
There's actually a funny thing. This actually plays in 3D space, so it'll sound like somebody's listening to like music out of headphones. Yeah. So you actually be able to hear like the music coming out.
That's so cool. I love that. And then the other one as well that we wanted to touch on was we saw it again in the trailer. Is like the tank.
Yeah, the light tank, the IAV. And this was another thing we pushed for to get
Wow.
kill streaks into the play space, and this is a cooperative kill streak. So one player mans the tank and the main cannon, and another player's up on top manning the 50 cal.
Okay.
Oh my god.
In some of our bigger maps, you can play this.
These are only on some of the maps, and if you have it equipped, then we on a smaller map we'll swap you out with a smaller one we call the Wheelson.
Yeah.
That one's really scary.
I like the big one the best.
Yeah.
And the trailer that did some serious work in it.
You like to go big, Ben?
Absolutely, of course, man. You
I
know that.
love to go
I'm going
big.
to dominate on this game. I've got a feeling. That is going to be so fun. But all right, it's been very cool to have Ashton kind of showing us through the actual setup of it, but I'd love to actually hop into a game if we could and talk through some of the action, some of the new features within the actual game. I believe we're going to be hopping into headquarters is what we're going to start things off with.
Returns!
12
You brought
on
headquarters
12.
back!
Yeah.
Well, with all this work in the kind of
12
freestanding
on
buildings,
12. Are you
and,
mad?
we'll talk about it in some mechanics. We have all these doors.
I knew
and
it!
stuff. Being able to defend a
Ground war's gonna be
interior
10 on
space
10.
gives us that kind of Black Hawk Down, last man standing, because
Or
with
20 on
headquarters,
20.
of course, the defending team doesn't respawn. So it's down to
Right.
we show you how many are left, and it gets really high tension.
Before we dive too much into the new
I love that
tactics and
intro.
elements in the game, can we
I
just
love how
talk
they do
about
that.
how goddamn
And the other team flies in with a
beautiful it is? I
helicopter.
mean, the big
Oh,
push
it's-
before
oh,
this,
I
you know,
freaking love
it's a
that.
new engine, right? Can you kind of talk me through what goes into that? Like, what is going to stand out to the new player that gets Modern Warfare?
I mean, we use a new technique called photogrammetry, and what we do is a lot of the art in our game is actually scanned, 3D scanned from real-world objects. We go like our.
You keep bringing me closer to Tony Stark stuff every time you come with these things.
It's crazy. The whole process has changed, right? Like artists would sit in a room and they'd art a character, but now we have whole, I guess, wardrobes that people wear, and like people drive along the road and they find like a burnout car, and they're like, "We found it. This is awesome. Come here, bring it for us."
You have to unlock
Seriously,
the
yeah, we'll take
you
gear
are-
and we'll actually
you
throw
don't
it in
get
a
a
pool
minimap
for a
anymore.
while,
Yeah.
so it gets like worn and beat up, and then we'll scan it so it looks more grounded and real.
Yeah.
Wow.
And it
a
feels
lot
like
of
a
that
hardcore
didn't go
game
into,
now.
we touched on a little bit earlier,
I
like
like
the
that.
realistic environments.
I like
Was
that.
that part of the process as well,
Big
or
time.
how did you guys get in to make these look so realistic and so awesome?
Yeah, it's actually scanning real-world things. We scanned old burnt-out cars, these little rubble piles, and
You
we
can
kind of
open
have
closed
to work
doors
in it.
now?
And it was actually a big task for the art department to kind of
I
have
bet
this
it was,
new
yeah.
workflow.
Hey, we got all these pictures. You guys are now have to create all of this.
Yeah. So it took a little while for us to kind of get up and kind of used to that system and really get rolling.
Game looks, as maybe said, absolutely beautiful.
Oh,
And
Ashton, come on.
one of the things I do want to
Ashton, your job's on the line here, just FYI.
Way to put pressure on her here,
Oh my
Maven.
God.
Well, I'm just letting her know she won't have a job anymore.
On the fly modifications, you can, I believe, what is it? When you die, you can actually go to where you're picking your class and modify things right there and then.
Yep, you can edit
In the game.
all in game. And
There we go, Ashton.
It will.
Now we've got the UAV.
It will actually swap out
Nice.
next time you die.
Okay.
You can swap out any weapons. Early on, we were kind
Okay,
of
we can see
unlocking
like the heart
attachments really
map, so it
fast.
must be like
Right,
We
last
found
stand
it
or
really fun to
something.
just unlock a new attachment, put it on, and go.
I was going to ask where that came from, kind of that idea, like where that started.
It was just we ramped up the earn rate on attachments, and we just kind of wanted to test it in game, and it just was this kind of cool, like
An earn
I can
rate
hot
in
swap
attachments, okay.
things out.
It feels like there's just like a weapon playground now, like between the gunspace and the game. Like it's nuts.
One thing we didn't mention when we were going through the creative classes is field orders. And I saw Ashton actually got the field orders. Do you
Field
want to
upgrades.
talk,
Field
field upgrades, yeah.
Yep.
Do you want to talk a little bit about what they are and how you came
Field
to bringing that into the game?
Oh, the gunsmith.
Go.
Okay. It
Yeah,
returns.
so we like the idea of a reward that players got kind of regularly, but we didn't want it to be like this kind of like I win button. Like, okay, it's super weapon clock.
I got this.
And
Yeah.
I win now.
We looked for things that would help players support their team for the most part. It's not true for everything, but we have like the tactical cover.
Okay.
We have the trophy system. The tactical cover you can actually mount on with our new mount mechanic. So you can mount on the top of cover. The side gives you a significant recoil bonus. And then we actually, at the beginning of the game, we let you have one field upgrade, right? And you start working through them, and you have that field upgrade, you get to use it. And then at the end, we unlocked a pro functionality for that lets you bring in two. And so in the moment, in the match, you get
like
to
that.
choose between these two. And so
That's awesome.
you might have an offensive field upgrade, like say a scout drone that goes up and actually scouts for your team to scout an objective, or you might have a trophy system. And so in the moment, you're like, I'm in headquarters. Am I defending a point or
That's
assaulting
awesome.
a point? Let me
So
choose.
it gives you that variation dependent on what's happening.
Yeah,
Yes.
and tactical insertion has returned.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's also on a cooldown in there. Yeah, there's a bunch of different stuff.
Love that.
Funny little trick. If your buddy, and this takes teamwork, if your buddy puts out a recon drone, you can throw C4 on it,
Stop.
No.
You can finish the rest of it.
No.
That's awesome.
Put 2 and 2 together.
No, that sounds epic. And
We have to get our chemistry.
Oh,
Throw a
no,
C4
what's
and
gonna
a
happen is
recon
I'm
drone
gonna put the
flying
C4
to
on,
the
then you're
team?
gonna fly it into me. And then,
Probably, and then we're both gonna die.
well, can we talk about some of the maybe new combat mechanics that are going to be within this? There's different stuff you talked about. I kind of want to talk about the doors a little bit because I remember the first time when I was first hearing about it, because I hit up, I think I was talking to somebody at Infinity Ward. I'm like, can you tell me like some of the new stuff for the game? He just looks at me and goes, doors. And I was like, what? He's just like, doors. And I was like, all right. But there is a very new feature that's very interesting and provides some kind of wild circumstances within gunfights. Can you talk to me about the changes to doors within Modern Warfare?
Yeah, so early on we put doors in, right, and let players kind of like pause a firefight. We're like, that's kind of cool, but they felt really, really basic. So we started to layer in kind of this experience, these new features. So we have a peek mechanic that lets you, shot in the trailer, open a door slightly, throw a tactical in, and then you can melee the door, go in and clear them out. And then we did some breaching, and we're like, okay, what if explosives just open doors? So players can either throw C4, clacker the door open, or they can cook a grenade. And then we had a bunch of players, you know, whining about like, it's affecting the flow of the map, like this isn't how the map was built. And so we actually allow you to sprint through doors. So we have this kind of like suite of functionality around doors.
So you can be sneaky, or you can just be loud.
Yeah,
yes,
well,
exactly.
it's actually funny on this map on SD.
That is
One of
great.
the bomb sites is in this apartment building around the corner, and you can actually stack guys up
Going in
on a
hot
double
or
door.
going in
You can put a
tactical?
sniper
I
pretty
like
far
it.
back,
Okay.
and either they can do it or you can throw the nade from across the map, and the concussion will open the doors. You can snipe the guy that's probably going to be camping in the back, and everybody can kind of go in.
No way.
It's really fun.
I like that a lot. And, of course, we saw Ashley do a little
like
bit
that.
of weapon mounting
the
as
trailer.
well.
Yeah.
But it's really kind of more specific. It isn't necessarily just like leaning.
Yeah, we didn't want the kind of like head glitchy kind of scenarios you get from like a lean anywhere mechanic, right? We didn't want those sliver shots. And so, but we really like the idea of bracing your weapon on surfaces. I mean, we talk to soldiers, that's what they do. You carry a big heavy gun, you want to stabilize that gun, or
sure.
Getting tired.
Yeah, those guns are actually they're pretty heavy.
So, no, there's a perfect example.
There, thank you.
Well,
Ashton, you're on point. Thank you, Ashton.
You've been on point.
Yeah.
You're going to get to keep your job. You've been good enough that
I hope so.
I've been impressed with what you've been able to do, but thank you so much for walking us through the creative class, showing us some of the combat mechanics during the game. Thank you for coming out. Thank you so much. We appreciate you coming through.
One more thing we should also point out that is for development for the past 2 years, we've always had this outline around squad mates, and it actually was broken in this build. But it's really important for our teammate awareness, of spatial awareness of where they are. That didn't make this build, but we'll be putting out some 4K footage of gameplay after. It'll be in there. It'll also be in the beta. So.
Like that a lot.
Well, thank you guys. I appreciate you coming in, kind of talking high level about some of the great mechanics within Modern Warfare. Anything you want to say, maybe to your coworkers, fans, before you head out?
Yeah, we would like to say that we're lucky enough to be the ones up here kind of presenting this game, but there's a whole studio of people that really put their heart and soul into this game, and it really means a lot to us. So thanks for checking it out, and hopefully everybody has a good time.
Honestly, thank you for joining us as well. The game we played, it's fantastic. Looks brilliant as well. You've done a really good job. Thank you.
All right, thanks, guys.
All right, Joe, Jeff, thanks a lot. But guys, before we get further into the show, we have a lot more to show you. Upcoming, we are going to show you the Dark Edition coming for Modern Warfare. Let's take a look.
Let's see. No, I knew it!
Joe, you're my favorite person.
Oh yeah. Your own very pair of night vision goggles. Wow. I think they did this with Modern Warfare 2 as well.
Hello and welcome back. How awesome do we look?
That looks so cool.
How awesome do we look?
These are actual night vision goggles, and I need everyone at home to realize.
When I was a kid,
these are
the
real
thing.
things.
Yeah.
These work.
I wanted for Christmas for years of my life to have night vision goggles, and now
These are amazing.
thank you so much to Joel Emsley, who
All
has
your
joined
dreams
us.
can come true now.
I have wanted these since a child, and you have made this a reality. I am so.
You never have to be afraid of the dark unless your enemies have these.
I just, Joel,
Don't be
I need you
afraid
to
of the dark
realize
unless your enemy has a
I'm
pair of night
taking
vision
this home
goggles.
with me.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
need you to- Is that okay with you?
We'll be all right.
I don't care if it is okay with you. I'm putting one of they're coming with me.
They look great on you guys. It's a great accessory.
Does I look badass?
It puts the entire ensemble together.
How did
you look tactical.
You don't typically see somebody in a button down in night vision. Now you have.
You have to dress it up a little bit, dude.
Well, you talk to me a little bit about your role at Infinity War with the upcoming Modern Warfare.
Yeah, I'm the studio art director, and you know, long ago when we did Modern Warfare 2, we did night vision goggles, and you know that was like almost 10 years ago. So when we went back to reimagine Modern Warfare, we knew that night vision was going to play a big role, and you know we decided to go after this again and see what we could do now. 10 years later, the tech is just crazy. These things are incredibly functional. We designed them to be our own part of our own universe. The labels on here are from a manufacturer that exists in the Modern Warfare universe. You know, it's like a XRK it's a weapons manufacturer that does optics and stuff and gunsmiths. So it all ties together. We put it in the game. You see them wearing. Captain Price is actually wearing these. They're all over the place, and then you took them into the real world and made them work.
Because obviously the night versions of the maps, that's where these actually come into play, and that's what you're seeing here. I'm just so impressed that you actually managed to make these. How did that process even begin?
What?
How do you even say, all right, we're gonna make night vision goggles? Yep, that's what we're gonna do. How does it start?
It was fun. I mean, you start with an idea, and Nick Levisis is the designer at Infinity War. Came up with a design, modeled them out, handed them off to that was the design phase for the physical. And then we actually handed off to Jeremy Thurman, one of our artists, and he actually took that version and put it in the game. So it kind of went two ways, went into the universe of the game, and it went out into the real world. So
because we should say that the Dark Edition, you get you actually get.
It's funny about what's in there. We were doing rehearsals yesterday, and like, we're in it, and like we're going through the script, and I'm like, we're talking a lot about these night vision goggles. I'm like, these are so cool, but like, what does this come into play for the Dark Edition? Then you're like, oh, you get them. And I was like, what?
Yeah, there's a whole basically almost a collector's edition.
Look at this! Like, this has got to be
great stuff.
This has got to be the coolest edition of a game ever. It comes with night vision goggles.
And I want to point out that
there's a history in here too.
I was about to say that the operators, if I'm not mistaken, the all gillied up pack and even all of them, that's some old school operators right there.
We went back in the archives. The original ghillie suit was made by Emilio Cuesta, and I phoned him up and I said, do you have the ghillie suit that you made for Call of Duty 4? And he says, yeah, I got it. And I'm like, can you send it to us?
Oh, that is so cool.
Let's put that in the game. And then the Crew Expendable, All Gillied Up, and Warpig are they're all pulled from Call of Duty 4. All the original props, we went into the warehouses and got that stuff going. So it's pretty cool to bring them into this game.
That is absolutely
yeah. No, I think pretty cool is putting it lightly. This is one of the more awesome things I've seen. I'm not kidding. This is kind of I'm gonna wear it everywhere. You can hunt varmints in your Imagine I'm just gonna walk up to like a McDonald's drive-through with this on my head. Like, I'll take 2 double cheeseburgers.
And for safety, they fit on tactical helmets and all that good stuff. So they're pretty versatile and they work great. They have a short range and a long range setting.
That's incredible.
Automatically we'll switch to night vision. It'll pick up light, all that good stuff.
Well, and you saw at the bottom of your screen for just a moment there, but you can pre-order now at CallOfDuty.com. So if you want to get the Dark Edition, if you want to have night vision goggles and be as cool as Ben and I just were.
I
can't.
You know it.
CallOfDuty.com.
Stealing these or permanently borrowing, Joel. Hopefully that's good.
Yeah, I think you can get away with it. If you run fast after this, those guys won't catch you.
I'm not very fast. I am not very fast. So this is awesome. This is very cool to see in the Dark Edition. Obviously amazing. Thank you so much for the insight on what went into kind of bringing these into the game and into the Dark Edition. But thank you, Joel, for joining us.
Thanks for
very cool. Thank you for designing these. And I do, as we say farewell to Joe, I kind of want to recap what we've been discussing. In case you're just joining us, let's go through sort of a quick rundown of everything we've just seen and discussed so far. So if you didn't see the trailer, you got to check it out immediately on YouTube. Also, for the multiplayer open beta, that is coming later this year, this fall. It's going to have crossplay. It's going to be incredible. Ben, we're going to spend a lot of time in the open beta.
September 12th.
I can't wait. And as you mentioned, crossplay for the open beta, that is going to be fantastic. We also talked a little bit about Gunsmith, all kinds of customizable weapons, as well as a ton of new maps.
And there's going to be an ongoing stream of free updates. So no more DLC, free content following the launch this fall, which I think everybody is very pleased about. That's awesome to see.
No more DLC.
The next upcoming title for Call of Duty.
You've heard it right there.
Which we just showed you. It comes with a set of night vision.
No more DLC.
In front of us. Look at these.
Yes!
Pre-orders are live. You can get hooked up at CallOfDuty.com. But we're moments away from the gameplay. So what this is all about, obviously, we want to have some time with the developers talking about the game and everything we're excited about and kind of where their thought process was behind the development
This is going to bring
of this.
everyone back.
We have, what, 36 streamers here from across the world.
Yes.
That they're going to be throwing down on Modern
Dr.
Warfare.
Disrespect.
Some our close friends who I personally can't wait to roast. But I mean, it's going to be insane. We talked a little bit about crossplay, obviously, and we'll see that. We'll see that as well. A couple of guys playing on PC, a couple of guys playing on console.
But first off, how we're going to show it off is going to be 6v6 gameplay.
20v20. I called it. I fucking called it.
Along with a special night version of one of those maps. Later, we're going to ramp things up with a couple of rounds of 10 versus 10, and the ramping up ain't stopping. How do you feel about 20 versus 20? It is going down. We'll get into a couple rounds of serious team deathmatch on the large scale with 20v20, and we'll wrap it all up by showing off the gunfight mode with a bit of friendly competition in a 2v2 exhibition bracket. So yes, it's friendly. These guys, they know each other, respect each other, but to wrap up the stream, they're going to be going at it, Ben.
It's going to be spicy. You guys are going to want to be right here on the Call of Duty channel, where we're going to be cherry picking the most awesome gameplay from all of our 36
I wish I was here to
streams.
play this
you're going to see the best of all the action right here. Trust me, this is the place to be.
It absolutely is. But before we get into that gameplay, the final bit of business I do want to get to is on a more serious note. The gameplay is incredibly important, but we would like to introduce you to a vital and inspiring charity that's helped veterans secure a high-quality job after their military service, and that is the Call of Duty Endowment. We're finding a high-paying, fulfilling job once they leave the service. It's a huge challenge for vets and their families. The Call of Duty Endowment has funded the placement. Ben, it's been more than 60,000 veterans since it was funded in 2009.
Yeah, it's a lot, and their current goal is getting 100,000 veterans back to work by 2024, and it can only happen if the Call of Duty community helps as well.
And every dollar you donate to the Call of Duty Endowment goes towards helping vets in both the U.S. and the U.K., Ben.
Yep, that's also very, very important. And now you have to love it. This dollar, every single dollar, 100% of your donations goes directly to endowment grantees. Everything directly to them.
And this is a tangible way to say thank you to our servicemen and women for their service. You can find more ways to help out at callofdutyendowment.org/help and follow them on Instagram at Call of Duty Endowment. But it's a fantastic cause. If you can be involved, please do. Yeah. But this is how the Call of Duty Endowment works, by getting our vets to work. Let's take a closer look at this amazing organization and their mission.
Military always used to have problems getting jobs, but now you can get your jobs. We do. We really do. Veterans have very specific skills that no other people can have. Alright. Ooh. Here's the trailer again. Man, this trailer gives me goosebumps. But it's so hyping. I love how you can do that. Stealth in, bang bang. Reach and clear. Heartbeat sensor. Oh, I love the snipers. I didn't notice that before, but now you can. The flash on the sniper. That's got your 22 rounds. 16. Select fire.
Target locked. Rifle 1-1 on approach. Multiple target sighted. Raining fire.
Very nice, very nice. Riot shield back. what it must. That sounds so weird. I could just imagine using that streak. That's so cool. Tank. Go tank. Ooh, that's an old grenade. That's unbelievable. I'm really pumped to see some sniping action here. I really want to do. Attack nuke. That's either tactical nuke or a hellstorm. It has to be attack nuke.
Pre-order and get
Oh my
early
God,
access to
dude.
the open beta.
We're back again.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the official launch of Call of Duty Modern Warfare. We're showing off multiplayer for the first time, and Ben, so far it has been wondrous.
Oh, it's been great. It's been great. Obviously, speaking to the developers is massive. Gives us some insight, maybe some extra tips and tricks that hopefully some of our streamers have taken note of. 'Cause
Critiquing
we're
their
gonna be critiquing
gameplay.
their gameplay
I like
from
that.
now on.
Yeah, so this is where we get into the
I
big
like
chunk of the
criticism.
show. This is where we're going to have all these streamers out here
Critical
playing the game. We're going to
criticism.
hop to various modes, and to join us to kind of break down the action,
Friends.
talk through the gameplay, we've got Joey Merc DeLuca and Anthony Nameless Wheeler. How you guys doing?
I'm doing great. I'm feeling amazing. I mean, we're here at the multiplayer reveal. It's new Call of Duty. It's the most
There's so
exciting
many
part
new
of the year for
people
me.
here
I
in the
love
Call
it.
of Duty community. It's
This
weird.
is I'm with Ben. Like,
I
it's
only
cool
know,
to,
like, the old
as much as
people,
I'm
but
excited
hey,
to see
man.
the players play, it's really cool to hear from the developers kind of there. Because it's hard, man. Like, when we're talking with them, it's like you've been making these games for so many years, like finding the new things, the way to change things up, the new maps, the new guns. It was really cool to hear the insight from Joe and Jeff. But I got a feel for you guys. You got a little bit of hands-on with the game, but are you guys pumped to kind of see these guys give it a shot?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of great players here. I can't wait to see how all the gun plays out, right? There's just so many new features that we're going to see here today, and I just can't wait to see it live in action. It's going to be a ton of fun.
Excited to see the
I'm also
fails.
excited to see
Yeah.
the fails. I'm going to be.
That
Well,
honestly, yeah, we love a good
Maven's
fail every
mishaps,
now and then.
yeah.
Yeah, Maven's mishaps, right? That's what they called it.
I have a lot of those because am I the worst player on this desk?
Oh, probably. Maybe Ben.
What? Disrespect me like
I had to
that.
throw you under the bus.
But now we're going to see a wide array of maps. We're going to see a lot of different modes throughout the course of this. And basically, it's 36 streamers, and we'll kind of be hopping from POV to POV. So obviously, we're not going to be able to capture every single moment, but we're going to show off the best of the best. And like we said earlier, it's going to kind of end in that bracket play, which
Right.
should be interesting.
I think we all have a idea of who the best players here are going to be, and they're the
Maybe.
ones that we're probably going to spend the majority of our time watching.
True.
Shroud.
Is there anyone that
100%.
stands out?
Shroud, instantly.
Shroud is
He's
hands
just so
down
good.
the best
Also, we got
player
courage.
for
We got
sure.
courage here. Want to give courage some
He's
love.
in his
Teep
prime.
as well, obviously, Teep, former professional Call of Duty player. We're going to be, seeing how he does in the 2 versus 2.
Well, it's not just going to be us. So we're going to be on the desk kind of
Especially on
breaking down the
PC.
action and talking through things. We've also got a couple folks with us to talk to the players and go through it. First up, it's going to be our pal, Christine Leahy. How you doing?
I like how he says
good,
pal,
Raven. How are
because
you?
pal's
I have a lot of
It's a
energy,
British
which
word.
is a problem
Personal
sometimes,
arms,
but
like,
I'm doing well.
Energy is never a bad thing. I'm so excited to be here, and I'm really excited to meet you, Kitty Plays. I haven't met you yet. I see you're having a lot of conversations. You're talking a lot with your fans right now on your stream. What are you most excited about that you saw so far?
Ah, the noob
I think
tube.
I'm excited for the
Grenade
noob
launchers.
tube to be back. That was one of my favorite guns that I played with in the
It's a
past in like
1984
middle and
grenade
high school.
launcher.
So it's definitely a nice thing to have to get those easy eliminations, and I'm looking forward to using it today.
We were just talking, actually. You play with a lot of celebrities, a lot of traditional sports athletes. Who has been the best player you faced off against in Call of Duty?
In Call of Duty? Oh, I'm not sure. I haven't played a lot of
Ali,
celebrities in
for
Call of
sure.
Duty yet. It's been in other games, but
Well, we got to get them on it. Who would you want to play in Call of Duty?
I think I would like to play against Baker Mayfield because I know he's a big COD, Halo, Fortnite fan, so I'd love to play against him in this game.
Got to get him over to Call of Duty. Well, thank you so much. I'm excited to see you play.
I'm excited to play. Thank you.
Maven, back to you.
Thank you so much, Christine. And Joe, you're a Browns fan, right?
I tell you what, I woke up today feeling dangerous. I love that answer. Baker Mayfield, come on down, because let me tell you, I would love to play some
I'm
COD
so
with you.
pumped to
Well,
play
it's probably
against
been fun.
Ali.
You know, you've got decades of
time.
failure, and now
Yeah,
this is
absolutely.
your year.
Yeah, people always ask me what's it like to wake up on Sundays, and I don't know. well, this year, to see what all the excitement is about. But yeah, I mean, Baker, if you want to ever get carried in some COD, I'm your guy. I got you.
I'm not your guy, but I'll play with you. I'll be dual carried. But no, it's not only going to be Christine. We also have America's next top fitness model. We've got from the CWL is Douglas Sintzer Martin. How you doing, Doug?
I'm doing well, Clint. How you doing?
I'm doing great, man.
That's great, man. That's awesome, man.
I feel bad for you because you got Jack down there, don't you?
No, listen, man. I'm with the one and only Courage JD right now. So, Courage, you've never played Call of Duty multiplayer before. You played the 2v2. You've never played this multiplayer yet. I know you're not a competitor.
You what?
I know you're a streamer full time. You're an entertainer. But this is a big deal. This is the multiplayer reveal. I know you want to put on a show. What are your expectations?
Doug, I have one of the highest earnings in the last Call of Duty game. If you check esportsearnings.com, I am absolutely a competitor, first off. Second, I'm ready to scream and get loud and have more people on Reddit saying, I don't play COD. But guess what? I'm playing Call of Duty 3, and I'm going to show you the best classes you can have today. Look at this. In the creator classes, you can put 5 attachments per weapon. Do you hear that right now?
5 attachments.
I have AR class, I have SMG class, I have a precision rifle, like a marksman type rifle, I have a run and gun AR, and then I have a sniper SMG overkill quick swap class. So that can be the Pomage I want to be on the inside, but the Scumpy on the outside.
I just have one thing to say. I just literally 2 minutes ago, Jack was just helping out Doc over here with the settings. I don't know what he was doing. Something tells me that Jack has something up his sleeve. Clint, we're going to roll it back to you now.
I want to point out, Clint, before you take that, I actually helped Jack out with all of his classes.
Yeah, he had no idea what he was talking about.
No idea.
Wait, so all that bragging he just did about his classes, you did that?
So he looked at me and was like, what do I use? I was like, don't worry, Jack. We're friends. I got you.
I mean, we got to play a little bit yesterday.
Right.
We got a couple of secrets, and it looked like you were helping him out.
Little tips and tricks.
He had no idea what he was talking about.
Not as well.
Well, that's it. I mean, it's going to be us 4, and we're going to have Christine and Sensor also helping us out. So thanks, guys. They'll be kind of getting feedback, chatting with the players over the course of the day. But it's time to get into it. I want to get into the gameplay. It's going to be the 6v6 gameplay we're going to be hopping into. I'm excited for this because we went back to 5v5 this year. We're now back to 6v6. I believe we're going to be starting out. It's going to be runner domination. So, I'm sure most people are familiar with domination, but just at the basic level, Joe, talk to me about domination.
Yeah, domination, 3 flags, A, B, and C. You get points by capturing those flags. The more flags you have, the more points you get, and well, you win the game by having all those flags and getting all of those points. So yeah, I mean, everybody knows domination, but you want to get as many flags as possible.
Well, hopefully shortly here, the guys will be loaded up, and we've got a lobby full. We've got a ton of different games going on. I think we're going to be hopping kind of pod to pod to just show off different players over the course of this. Jack is just slugging energy drinks right now, hyping himself up. Jack, what are you saying now?
He's just screaming.
Jack just loves you.
Whoever did the seating chart needs to be fired immediately.
He's too close to us right now.
Get him and Legion just tossing the back. It's got to be tough, too, for him because he's sitting next to Doc, who is just basically better than him in every way. Doc's, what, like 6'8"?
He's also way taller than him.
Lean muscle.
Way taller.
Handsome.
Yeah, Jack's looking like Frodo-esque next to him at the desk. Well, at least they're even sitting down, though, he's got 12 inches on him.
He's incredibly more talented.
This shouldn't be the roast of Jack.
Oh, you're
okay?
right. You're right.
Jack's a fantastic player, but let's get to the action, right? That's what everyone is here for. Let's see some multiplayer 6v6 domination. I think the map they said was going to be runner. This is a map that we had a brief little bit of games on, not one
we're going to run a couple maps,
but a couple of maps. It seems pretty good, Joe.
Yeah, it absolutely does. Yeah, I mean, there's some doors I know that the devs were talking about that you can interact with, a couple of different buildings with, again, it's not your typical 3-lane map that we're sort of used to these last couple of years. So it's going to be interesting to see the way the players sort of move on the map.
We'll kind of hear the philosophy from a lot of the developers about those power positions. Would you have one big tip with the game slowing down, with it being power position focused from your heyday back with Modern Warfare? What would you recommend to a new player?
Yeah, I mean, it's just when you get to those power positions, just try to check every single angle, right? Like you got to slow down in a game like this because those ARs are very powerful. So when you get to those power positions, just try to check every single angle.
I love how we start with Shroud, right?
So much on one spot.
Oh
I love that we're starting off with Shroud as well, by the way.
That's who I mean, if we can just watch Shroud all day, I'm cool with it. That does not bother me at all. The guy, you know he's going to put on a show.
Seriously, if I had 3 wishes and everyone says like superpowers, being rich, being famous, I just want to be able to play games like Shroud for 24 hours.
Just one day.
That's one of your wishes?
Yes.
Not just for 24 hours.
Yeah. Well, okay. Well, I guess you're right. That's a really dumb wish because I guess I could just do it forever, couldn't I, Joe?
Yeah, you could.
Well, we'll check out the actions. He's, I think he's trying to get through his loadouts, trying to get his sensitivity all square. As the guys were just getting set up here as we were going through stuff with Joe and Jeff from Infinity Ward, but the game just looks so good, man. It was awesome hearing them kind of talk about the engines, everything that's been added to this from a lighting standpoint, from, what was it called, photography?
Okay. Sounds right.
I know, what was the word? Oh, I butchered the hell out of that. Photography?
We'll go with that.
Okay, I don't think that's right either.
Either way, it's insane, right?
I'm not the best with words, man.
Taking pictures of pretty much everything and putting it into the game. That's absolutely incredible. I'm pretty sure I saw TP as well. He's on the other team, so we'll keep our eyes out for TP. But Shroud finally started to heat up. He started off with a sniper rifle, adjusted his settings, said, nah, it's not for me. Let me change things out. Obviously now running the assault rifle.
Yeah, he's got the M4 in hand, and I know you and I were having a lot of fun with this M4. Yes. I mean, Call of Duty classic, right? Just such a good assault rifle at any range that you want to use it. And I mean, we were talking about the benchmark, all the different attachments that you can have. Shroud's got a couple on here.
And don't forget, when these guys are all like pro players too,
and what's cool is
when
I saw Shroud enter that building, there was a ledge there, and it gave him the option to mount his weapon. So now you can mount your AR, and it'll reduce that recoil, and you can kind of just lock down one lane with your AR mounted. So it's kind of a new thing they added. It's a card that we've never really seen before on your main AR that you can do.
I think that's going to stress really good tactical and lethal use. If you've got a solid player set up in a power position like that, it's going to be bananas to deal with.
And of course, let's not forget, at any point, you can, hit start, go to your classes, and customize it in the game. So if there's, a certain player in a certain power position you want to try and get rid of, well, you can very quickly, if you wanted to, for example, put a sniper scope on an assault rifle, turn it to single fire, and bang, right there, you still have your favorite gun.
There's just so much customization in this game, and I'm a big AR guy, especially in Modern Warfare games. I love using assault rifles, and, to change something like an M4 into a burst gun, I just think it's so amazing and awesome that you have that ability.
Well, I think one of the big things that everyone continues to talk about, there's going to be different power positions, and how do you get those players out of their power positions, and maybe one weapon with one customization doesn't work, but you continue to make those changes. So we'll see how the players continue to work on it. We'll see what adjustments they're making.
I think, Ben, you were pointing to me that, what was this, streak earned by Skadoodle?
Skadoodle, he's already earned himself one streak. He has the Juggernaut selected, hasn't earned that yet. I am curious to see if anyone today actually earns that, because I know, Joe, your first game, you sat down.
Noah J destroyed Skadoodle.
Juggernaut first game. I was like,
Noah J just destroyed Skadoodle.
Well, and I'm actually excited to see Sky when he pulls out that sniper, right? I mean, he has the nickname American Sniper for a reason. He has the AK right now,
I don't even know how he
when
came
this
up
guy
with the
gets a
name.
scope in his hands, he's gonna make some plays.
Jericho's pretty good too.
Available as well. So things starting to heat up here. Is Jericho? Of course, he's picking up a couple kills. And again, I do want to reiterate, cross-platform. Even here,
so there's
the
a couple guys
multiplayer
playing
reveal,
console and
a couple guys
going
to be on PC, a couple guys on console.
So we just saw something cool out of Jericho. He just changed his gun to full auto as he was entering that room. Unfortunately, he doesn't get that kill, but I like the idea of going into close quarters combat and switching to the full auto and try to spray it down.
Tap fire
The game
a
just
lot more
flipped on its head
often
a
from
little bit. They
further
had a
away.
3 cap there for a moment, which really allowed them to
I like
push
that
out a massive lead. But
I really do.
Quickly, the red team get back in control, but we'll stick with Jericho's POV. I want to see if these streaks start to come into play. But Jericho, obviously, he has been a long-standing community member in Call of Duty since really the dawn of time, Ben.
Oh, yeah, he's been playing for a very, very long time. Of course, a fantastic content creator as well. It's always good to see him and see what he can try and bring to the table here. But okay, Jericho, try to gas you up. Come on, man.
That's an MP7, man. Right, you run into those doorways. You see that MP7 submachine gun.
Well, you were the guy kind of running the gun because we were playing yesterday with like 10 of us. And I'm mostly an AR guy because I'm slow, and you were flying around smoking me. Is that what it was? The MP7 you were using?
Yeah, I think the MP5 is the weapon I had most fun with. I'll give you guys some tips before the beta starts in September. But yeah, the MP5, another Call of Duty classic.
Look at you keeping them close to your chest.
Man, just saying.
What was the burst gun that you obliterated me with a couple times?
It was when he was.
I thought I got sniped, man. I just got ripped off the map.
It's the class I told Jack to put on. So when we get to one of Jack's games, I'll kind of talk you through it. But there's a couple of weapons which I kind of tested out. Because naturally, you get your hands on a new Call of Duty for the first time. Like when the open beta comes out, you're going to try everything, right? Because you want to get the biggest advantage as quickly as you possibly can.
Yeah.
There's a couple of guns.
Every beta.
Come open beta. Going to be pretty powerful.
Yeah, and talking about that MP5 that Joe is using, I remember I made a class after he destroyed me with it, and I just put every single attachment on my gun that would make me move faster. And it just felt amazing on the map being able to move so quick with that submachine gun.
That's the choice as well, but we didn't really touch on it when we were talking about the kind of customization that you can go through. but there's a lot of pros and cons to pretty much everything. If you're going to get, for example, a little bit of help with vertical recoil, you're going to give something else up. Maybe it's ADS time, maybe it's movement speed.
When I was
there's pros and cons to everything.
I think it's something, I think he said it in rehearsals yesterday, but I was talking to Jeff at Infinity Ward. He said, you know, he's like a big MMO, like an RPG fan. He likes skill trees and all the stuff that goes into it. So it's kind of what they were thinking of with Gunsmith. You always have that kind of give or take with certain armor pieces that you would use in other games. And yeah, I was going through it, and I was looking at the different stocks and different foregraphs. I'm like, all right, well, if I do this, I have to, so I sprint slower, but I zoom in faster. And if I do this, I was going through it. I thought it's awesome. Just the amount of potential there is for variety.
Well, we're just so used to, like, you know, what does a grip do, right? It reduces recoil, lets you aim in a little bit quicker. But as you say, there's different stocks now that might help you, you know, zoom in a little bit quicker, but it'll slow you down. There's all these different options. It'll just be so fun when this game releases at beta, like how players want to play with each weapon.
Yeah, there was like a stock, and it's like if you want to reduce idle sway, like you're going to be slower, and it just makes a lot of sense. And you know, I enjoyed sort of this aspect of just creating my class and trying to figure out if I want to be fast with this gun or if I want to slow down. Like, when I'm using the M4, am I going to be in a power position? Okay, so on this map, that's what I'm going to make.
And again, I think one of the keys, just to kind of reiterate,
that must be
you're going to come into those
a
situations
or something.
in a game, right? You create your class and you think, oh, I wish I could maybe be a little bit quicker.
Like,
change it in the game. It's as simple as just hit and start.
You have to be quick. You have to be quick with that.
Well, yeah, but either way, you know, if you know what you want to change, it's, you know, relatively simple to do so.
TP's going off right now. Did you guys see that?
So what are his stats?
17 and 5 from TP.
I just can't play with Nameless again. The guy started at 9-0 yesterday. How many times do we hear about it throughout the course of the night?
We talk about
it's because you were attacking me, so I
There's always that game where you're doing pretty good, but then you'll
I think,
start
Clint,
dropping.
one thing you can sort of, from your own personal experience with TP, he's 17 and 5. As TP, what is he doing?
I'm a full-time commentator for the Call of Duty World League, but on the side, I am TP's full-time bait.
Right.
And
this is exactly
he's a
what Justin
completely selfish
does
player, and he's likely allowing the other 5 members to run in front of him as he picks up the kills. And
I'm going to be honest.
What's funny about that? He spent his entire career.
No, I know.
So when he stopped playing, he's like, you know what? I'm not doing that anymore. I'm going to have some fun. So he just baits you every day now, and I can't blame him.
Yeah, he was a guy sprinting in first for a decade. He deserves a little time to dominate. But not surprised to see TP doing well, since he is one of the greatest Call of Duty players of all time.
Absolutely.
Call of Duty World Champion.
Jack, why are you looking at me and not the screen, dude? You getting smoked?
He doesn't know what you're saying.
He looks frustrated.
I think he knew what you were saying.
He has no idea.
No, I think he's hungry.
157, 158. Ooh.
What's the score? 157, 124.
Yeah, it's a very
close
tight one.
Tight one early.
TP's really good.
Have you guys seen any guns like that maybe you didn't try out yesterday and we got to play that have blown you
this
away?
One,
this one,
MP7, I was actually very curious. I think I tried it for like one life and didn't like it, but low recoil, but a submachine gun, you're very quick with it. And speaking of TP, he gets that field upgrade if he wants to use it, but just protect and see. He knows that they're very close from winning this game.
TP just kind of going back to his inner competitive self.
Always.
Oh, look at his face, dude. He is dialed in. Well, that's what
he was.
So, I think for some of these guys, so we had what a lot of the YouTubers that came in the other day to get content and play the game again. So for some of the streamers, I think it's their first time hands-on. So if you see them earn some streaks, maybe some field upgrades, and not bring them into play yet, I think they're all kind of learning. It's just their first time through. So I'm sure we'll see a lot more. Now we'll see, I think, a cruise missile just got earned, almost smokes another one, but Skadoodle.
One thing we haven't seen yet are the eliminations. Right, the execution style stuff that you can do. We didn't see it earlier on. I'm curious to see if maybe we get that at any point.
It's embarrassing. Somebody's got to do it. Wait, Myth is on a 5 streak. That's just what popped up at the top right.
I think so.
Oh yeah.
Myth. He's right in front of me. He is. Dude. Look how fast his fingers are moving. This guy's turned.
I've never seen anybody's hands move that way.
Once you're in the groove, everything feels like it looks like you're moving slow, but it's so smooth in your head. Everything is memorized. It's muscle memory.
It's a shotgun.
Skadoodle shuts him down. Close game. 185. 147 be coming to an end relatively soon, but for the most part, it looks as if the blue team should be able to secure the W.
I wonder if he's going to call these streaks in. He's got that cruise missile.
Oh, Myth just called it a cluster strike, so somebody's probably about to get pounded.
Back.
There it goes. Didn't actually kill anyone.
Okay, so I take it back. No one was actually hit. What were they talking about? I believe, again, I think this was talking about yesterday when you and I were sitting down with the devs, but some of the kill streaks that are in, right, you have to actually have a line of sight to use them. So it's not like, think of like our current game where you have the Hellstorm, you have the lightning strike, you can just pull them in wherever you want. Some of the kill streaks now, you have to have line of sight on enemy to actually use them.
Yeah, that was
so I think it's interesting because you need to get to that, like, power position. It's not you're not able to call it in off spawn. You have to get to like a good angle.
Yeah, basically have like a laser target that you need to just kind of put your laser out and be like,
That
all right, this
face,
is where I
though.
want to drop my. Previously.
Oh, all right, team. I think you got a hit marker there.
That's route. Oh, it is team.
Oh, it is. He knows. All right, Mr. Polchow.
I think Stroud also had the same gun, and he missed
did.
his shot. And
Yeah.
Team said, you know what? I'm taking you down.
Call of Duty World Champion.
Close game, man.
It's not like the Tiger Woods right there.
Oh, we are going to be having some fun. That is just one of our mini matches that are going to come here today. And so far, I think we're all just excited. I mean, for us, I know we just want to get hands-on with it. We have to wait for the open beta coming in, September? But, Ben.
I can't wait. You made a joke at the very beginning. You're like, we're probably going to be no life in the
I want to pair my own goggles.
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely, that is exactly what I'm going to be
play
doing.
20v20.
Is this our squad?
That's
we're
later
going to see it, I think,
that's
right before the 2v2.
I can't wait to watch 20v20.
I mean, that's the most we've ever had, right?
Yeah. Ground War was previously what? It was 18, I think it maxed out at. I mean, now we have 20v20. I mean, that's.
I don't even know what to expect from that.
If you get streaks in a 20v20 game mode, oh my lord.
You got like a 7-man cruise.
I'm just imagining the kill feed right now.
Squads just locking down different lanes.
You get a chopper gunner. Imagine the kill feed.
Yeah,
it'd be insane.
All right. Well, before we get into more action, we're gonna have more matches to come. I believe we do have Censor on the floor with an interview. Douglas, take it away, pal.
Hey, thanks, Clint. So, I'm standing here right now with Myth, the legend, the man, the myth, the legend, no pun intended. I'm watching him play this game for the first time. You started off a little bit slow. You started popping off the end.
Yeah.
What are your first initial thoughts on this game?
It's a lot of fun. I think that just like, so the class that I created, I could already see how the dynamics you could create for yourself with choosing different things. And so like my class was very much run and gun. I had the stim as well, so I was able to sort of just heal myself on the go if I got shot, and that allowed for a lot of just really good aggression. And as I got into the swing of it, like later into the game, I was like, okay, I know the rhythm, I'm ready to attack.
Yeah, you were getting more excited at first. You're like, oh no, I'm not playing well. Oh no, guys, don't make fun of me. Like, I know there's a lot of pressure, but no, you started getting the rhythm into it. You started playing really well. You got a world champion on your team, carrying you guys to the win.
Oh wow. Look at that.
I just wanted to know, like, I'm jealous, man. I want to be on the floor right now playing this game, and I'm sitting here watching you, so I'm living through you right now. You played well. You guys got the first win. I want to bring it back to the desk, back to Clint.
Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, I think we were watching like Shroud or Teep's POV, and I saw Myth pop up at the 5-shooter. I saw him before this. I was like, if you put a lot of time into caught in the pass, he's like, yeah, I'm going to fry. I was like, oh, okay, all right. And,
well, at least he's confident.
Yeah, no, he absolutely was.
I love that.
We've got an interview with Censor, and then I think our next one, I believe we have Christine Leahy, and she's going to be with Teepy. Now, Christine, I need you to ask Teepy right away. I play with him every single day. Can you ask him what it's like to play with someone such as myself? Oh, God.
What it's like to play with you?
Yes.
Well, let me ask him, TP, what is it like to play with Maven? Maven wants me to ask you this question.
Playing with Maven has really fine-tuned me into the player that I am today. Playing with him, it makes my life a lot more difficult. So if you really want to get better at Call of Duty in general, or probably any game, play with that bald man over there.
Oh, that was really sweet. I was expecting some trash talking, but that was really nice. Because we just came from Censor, who I know has a really sore spot, you know, because of you. You beat him in 2014.
Right.
So there was that.
I mean, Doug's a great guy, great player, but, you know, I got a lot of chips on the guy, so. A lot of championships in COD, so.
There's the trash talking I was looking for. It looked like you guys were having a lot of fun with this one. You had an awesome game. Why was that?
Honestly, I just kind of figured out how the domination spawns pretty quickly on that map. When I got the UAV, the main map was up. I knew exactly where people were going, and I was just kind of shooting a lot of people in the back and in the side and stuff. And then when it came to like my weapon selections, I read through a lot of the attachments to see what kind of play style I wanted to go for. So I think I had the edge there.
I got to ask you too, you're one of the best Call of Duty players out there. What do you think of the new game?
It's amazing so far. This build feels extremely smooth. I'm having a blast. That first map we played was a lot of fun. And man, that sniper rifle was feeling pretty good there, or the marksman rifle actually. So I'm having a good time.
All right, Maven, back to you.
Thank you so much. More action. So we got one 6v6 in. I thought TP was gonna cook my ass. I thought he was gonna roast me to no end.
Oh, I was
okay. It was pretty.
He just went off.
I mean, I mean, you're his trainer, right? Like I mean, you're the reason he's in the shape that he is, right?
Yeah. That's what if only I could help him in the coaching department. But we're gonna. I'm kidding. It was just a joke. We are gonna continue moving through. That was one of our. I believe we're doing 4 6v6 games. So that was just one. We have a ton more action to come. Are we hopping through various maps? You guys can see some of the different looks. So I think one of the most important things to players, whether you're coming from a competitive background, pub background, It's the maps, right? Like, you have fan favorites from the past. You always have high expectations coming into the next game. So I think it's really cool to showcase some of these different maps, Ben.
I think the key is as well, from what the guys at the studio were saying, is they're just a little bit different. The way they've been created this year is more kind of based off the realism.
Yeah, and I was talking to Jeff, right, who you guys had up here, and he was part of the team that made, like, Crash and Backfire.
Wait, seriously?
Yeah.
So this is the Dark Edition map.
So some of your favorite maps. Some of the favorite maps was that guy up here.
And he just came back to the team for this title, right?
Yeah, so this is a guy that,
we're in good hands.
He creates some Call of Duty classics.
That makes me even more excited than I already was. But this will be the next map, and we're on with the 6'8" gaming's phenom
unit,
Dr. Disrespect.
I'm expecting big things from Doc.
I don't know how he plays with those shades on. I don't understand.
I love how he's like. Not many people are big fan of Dr. Disrespect, but like
infrared technology.
He's
talked about before.
This guy has
good
skill.
You're right, Joe. You're right.
And he's funny.
Oh, he's behind a couple.
Really funny, my dude. It brings a great entertainment to the bunch of the show.
So he's just getting used. He's getting warmed up.
Honestly,
you
watching
can't be
this
judging
guy,
people's
I got
accuracy,
better than
right?
Blackout.
I definitely can. I was frying everyone yesterday.
Now we're lying up here.
See that lean?
Ooh.
Hi.
Hey.
Yeah,
I see you.
I know. That's my permanent job. I'm okay with it. I've accepted it.
Ooh,
nice all right.
All right. Doc on Hutch.
The best part is Hutch just sat right from the
right.
That was just one of those like,
sorry, Hutch.
Oh, come on.
That wasn't pretty.
He can't hear you.
Well, to be fair, Hutch did get put in last second. I think he had to fill in for someone, so he got here last minute. Maybe he's just warming up, getting into the flow.
Jack's also in this game.
So Jack's got the MP5. So when we go to Jack's point of view, that'll be a lot of fun to see how he plays with that MP5, because I'm telling you, that thing is nasty.
It's really powerful. I know you two.
You put that stock on there, you can strafe so fast, and it just looks insane from the player's point of view. And
I
just be so quick with MP5. It's awesome.
Is Kataga and Jack on the same team?
Doc.
I'm pretty sure they are. That's going to be a pretty powerful team with Doc as well. That team's going to be very strong. Very strong. Again, you talked about it a little bit, man, but the 2v2 exhibition towards the end of the day, I'm very excited to see who comes out on top for that 2v2. It's going to be really.
Well, I saw the bracket for just a second. I think I saw a couple of the teams, but if it is where people are sitting together, it'll be interesting. Because I think Shroud and Skadoodle are sat next to each other in a pod.
You got Doc and Jack.
Yeah, so if that's how it works out, I'm not sure if it's randomized or how to play out.
Here's the MP5, right? This is the gun that you guys were talking about, and just how strong this really is.
It reminds me all the way back to Call of Duty 4. That MP5 was kind of the main sub that a lot of people like to use, and that's one of my favorite submachine guns of all time.
There you go. Yeah, you see those stopping power rounds right there. Like that just comes through with a nice little hip fire for Jack. But it just feels like when I used it, it was good from like short to medium range, right? Like I know a lot of sub players are looking for one of those slower rate of fire weapons that you can have a nice fight with an assault rifle from medium range, and that MP5 can definitely do it.
So you can change it up, right? Depending on your attachments, you can make it better from range, and you can make it kind of just really good up close. So you have a lot of customization options to make it how you want.
Oh, that reminds me of Afghan, that cave.
Also worth mentioning, you talked a little bit about the stopping power ammo. That's of course the field upgrade.
Yep.
Couple of choices there. So
it's absurd. I think what was it yesterday? I think Nameless got first shot at me, and I just popped the stopping power, and he goes, "What just killed me?" I just smoked him. So that'll definitely have an influence on the map. That nade is in your back pocket, pal.
Unlucky. Close.
It's okay. He's going to spawn up with 2 missiles in his
He's
kill
also
streak.
got the
So
phosphorus streak.
maybe see him call these in, and the stopping power rounds available now as well.
But
Seems like
a lot of players
for that.
The stop power rounds.
Yeah.
They're really strong.
Yeah,
the shield's pretty good too. A lot of powerful field upgrades, that's for sure. It's funny seeing players when they get their streaks.
He is
so
close.
So tunnel vision now. Just on. Let me just play the game. Let me just focus in. Let me try and get a couple of kills.
Good play.
Good
play.
Oh, shot was shaky, but finally they got the headshot. Yeah, I need to see these streaks get involved.
Call him in.
Well, Mikola was a
The
triple,
bullet drop
I think,
is
just came in.
It's gonna take a while to get used to.
We got to play this map a decent amount. Nameless, I know you were scared to come in the cave because I was just dominating you.
Yeah, and then there was one point where I got up top and I just didn't move. Mounted my gun.
You were dominant. Or what game mode did we play on? I think we played on what was it?
I've never seen Mikola.
I think we played Hardpoint, weren't we, when we played this?
It was a ton of fun on this map, that's for sure. But we'll change perspective. Take a look at Mikola.
The Taga's 12-3 right now going on.
Honestly, as soon as I saw Kataga was going to be here, I was like, yeah, that's a guy who I just know is going to dominate. Another, former competitive Call of Duty guy. You just kind of know.
Yeah, but he's always been really good at, like, I don't know, just like finding power positions early on, like putting up big numbers. He was always a flashy player. Like, that's what he was just known for, right? It still is. Like, he's just so flashy. He knows how to put up numbers.
It's something that might just play to his ability, especially with it being kill streaks now.
I see you.
Yeah. Honestly, yeah. He just posts up and he can get a ton of kills for you in not a lot of time. That's when you can expect him to rain down, really, dominate. Basically, kind of what we saw from TP in Game 1 is almost what you'd expect to see from Kataga here in Game 2.
What were they hit with at the HUD? Is
maybe a counter UAV?
It could be. Yeah, that makes sense. I wasn't sure if it was like a tactical or if they were hit with a counter UAV.
You just change perspective there? Yeah, here's Kataga. This is what I want to see. What is he rocking?
He's got the M4.
Okay.
We've seen a lot of M4 today.
That's what a lot of us were using yesterday for the most part.
You know why?
It seems like your starter kind of comfort AR.
I was gonna say it's one of those traditional weapons, right? You know what you're gonna get out of there too.
It's also very good.
There is that too. That is very true, and of course you can always go over to the
attack chopper
a little bit, but here is Kataga's perspective. That's
radar.
His second kill in a row. And what streaks did he put on?
Oh no,
he's pretty high here. He's not going low. The radar is going to be the first, but as he progresses through, honestly, you expect to get just a ton of kills to come through.
And we see he picks up that personal radar, and that's what TP was talking about in that interview, is that he had that on, and he would go on like a 3 or 4 kill streak. He'd call on that personal radar, and that mini-map would pop up and notify you where things were on the map.
And hey, just one quick reminder while we're in the middle of this game, because we've been talking a lot about the beta. Just to clarify, you have to pre-order for early access to get to the open beta. So pre-order now. We talked about the Dark Edition being available in case you missed that earlier, the night vision goggles, all the crazy stuff that comes with that, the skins in-game.
Limited, right, as well?
Yes. So, and I believe you can do that at CallOfDuty.com. So get your pre-order in if you want to be part of the open beta, if you want to play against the group here up on the desk. You've got the chance to do that, as well as a lot of these streamers. I'm sure they're going to be putting in time with the beta, but we are in our second map of our 4 6v6s that are going to be played. Then we have the 10v10, the 20v20, the 2v2 gunfight bracket that's going to go down. So a ton of action. I know there's been a public cry to see a lot more of multiplayer. You got, what, a 3-minute trailer of all the action. You get 3 or so hours of gameplay today. So much to show.
20 and 4. Uncontested, man.
The 20 of their 75.
20 and 10. He got 4 assists. He died 10 times.
Oh, okay.
Hey, Jack went 19 and 3.
Yeah, it's actually Courage that was.
All right, Jack.
Yeah.
The Doc had 4 kills. I was expecting more. Out of him.
Wait, Doc had 4.
4 and 8.
He had 4 kills.
Double neg.
That's all right. His team won, right? W.
Yeah.
That's what the Doc's about, getting W's.
That's the mentality I have to keep. As long as you win, Joe.
I feel like Doc, if anyone, is probably a team player, right?
Yeah. Just the way you guys not. No, probably not. Probably not at all.
Probably
playing for the win.
Well, they got the win, so.
Yeah, so what we've seen domination. We've now seen TDM. We'll keep kind of ripping through these, but so far it's been awesome to see some of the gameplay, the different guns these guys are using. I'm hoping as we get further into this, we'll see more of the field upgrades being used. Sorry, the field orders being used. A lot more of the kill streaks as guys sort of get comfortable with the controls and get into it.
It's interesting seeing a lot of these players who we kind of know so much. You know, you watch a lot of these guys streams. You know their individual play styles and just how the game can really adapt to whatever your play style is. Like, for example, you guys, you're always going to be more aggressive than me and Clip, but the game works both ways.
Yeah, I think that too, and then how they sort of change their weapons as time goes on, right? Right now, people are just trying to put on a show, like Jack's doing with the MP5, like your Kataga is doing with the M4. As you know, we get into an hour or so, they're going to try out the different snipers, try out all these different crazy weapon attachments. It's going to be fun, because you know later on that's what they're going to try to do.
Absolutely. Thank you, Joe. But before we do hop into the next 6v6, we've got Christine Leahy on the floor with Miss Vixen.
Yes, I have Miss Vixen here. So I was just standing here watching you play. I think you might be one of the most vocal players out here. Does that help you in your game?
Relieve stress in a way. You know, you just got to be vocal about it. Communicate with your team, obviously. So yeah, it helps a lot.
So you told me this game wasn't exactly your best, but the one before was great. Yeah. What do you think of the game so far?
I actually really love it. I like my favorite thing is probably the decoys in there. They brought that in there, so it's easy to distract the enemy. They think that you're in one area and then you just rotate around them. So it helps being like more strategic and going around the map. So, but there's a few other like perks in there that I'm still like trying to tweak and figure out how to use them with certain guns. But so far, I love it.
So this next one, then you're gonna win.
I got this. Search and Destroy was awesome. Team Deathmatch was a little bit of struggle because I didn't know the map, but this next one I'm for sure gonna dominate.
I have faith in you. Maven, back over to you.
Thank you so much. All right, so awesome to hear. I know I am very, very vocal, and it is a stress reliever. When I'm playing, I want to scream, I want to get loud, I want to let people know I dominated them, and when I get killed, there's an excuse every single time that I like to utter. But no, I like that. You got to have some passion, man.
Every time you die, you ask for a clip to rewatch it to make sure that actually happens.
Can you clip that? Can you clip that? How'd he kill me?
Clip it! It's either that or you blaming Copper, so.
I have a German short-hair pointer that is very high energy, and at times he literally rips my headphones off and jumps on my back, pulls my controller out of my hand. Those are valid excuses, Joe.
Yeah, I mean, he just thinks they're chew toys. So.
He does.
Great toys.
We have not done a good job training him at all, but I love him very much. We haven't done a good. I just give him treats.
Okay.
I just buy him toys constantly. That's all I do. Half of my money is spent on dog toys.
It's a well-looked-after pup. And that's what matters.
That is true.
And
that is true. I believe we're just kind of waiting on the other 6v6 because we got a couple pods going down. We mentioned there's 36 streamers here. So one of the games has ended. We're waiting for the other one to wrap up before we get into our next map and mode as we continue through.
Well, before we jump into the next game, I think it was what? Dr. Disrespect, you said we're 4-8, right?
Oh.
Pretty poor performance. And I see Censor's getting ready to talk to the Doc himself. Doug, you got to find out what happened to the Doc in that last game.
Yeah, so I'm live right now with the two-time Blockbuster champion, the one and only, the Mr. Dr. Disrespect. He's just taking his time, guys. He deserves it, man. He's a two-time champion. He wants to take his time. Just let him gather his thoughts. Honestly, Doc, I was sitting here behind you. First of all, I have to say, I'm a huge fan. I need to shake your hand, man. I need to shake your hand, man.
Finally, good to see
That's
you in person and
interesting
meet you in
stream chat,
person. Big fan as well.
Yeah, so I was watching you,
top.
man, and I have to be honest, dude. I wasn't too impressed. I just had to be blunt. Like, I wasn't really seeing many good things for me to talk about right now. What was going through your mind on that last map?
I was closing my eyes. It's something I do. I challenge myself internally to see if I can really visualize the game without even having to look at it, right? I went 2-8. It didn't work. I'm gonna tell you right now, that's gonna change next game. I've got the right grips on the right weapons, and I'm attacking Hamlins. I'm attacking to all these guys that are screaming and yelling across the entire room, and it's making me sick. Got it?
We appreciate your time, Doc. Thank you.
Eyes closed. No.
Back to you, Clint.
That was intense.
2-8. I thought it was 4-8. I gave him 2 extra kills.
I think it was 4.
Either way, it's embarrassing.
Well, I mean, he was getting into his zen,
eyes
right?
closed.
Eyes closed.
We'll see.
He was just getting a feel for what was going on. Can't blame him. I do it sometimes.
Sometimes I challenge myself, playing.
Well, he's wearing sunglasses,
closing
man.
my eyes.
Naturally.
It's not hard to
You think
put
he's actually
sunglasses.
going to turn it around, Joe?
Well, it is hard,
so.
actually.
Yeah.
Very hard.
I think he'll
hope
do a lot
so.
better in the next game.
I hope so.
I'm not
His
too
eyes were
confident.
closed. I
Don't-
believe
don't
his
ask
eyes
me
were
to do a
closed.
parody with
Next
sunglasses.
game will be fine.
You've been a professional
Open your
player.
eyes.
Yeah.
You're no longer a professional player.
Yeah.
But if you could rewind time to when you were a professional player, what bit of advice would you give to Dr. Disrespect right now?
You know what? Just go with the flow.
Open your eyes would probably be the number one.
Retrieve the EMP
Two,
device
instead
and find
he's hearing
the
these guys
enemy's
scream
data
from
set.
across the room.
Ooh.
Just tune them all out
Cyber attack
and
mode.
play your game.
I'm excited because we're heading over to 6v6 Hackney Yard Cyber Attack. This is it's a new mojo. We got a little bit of hands-on experience with this one.
Yeah, it's a bit of a mixture of like old school sabotage. There's one bomb with like a search and destroy. You can respawn. It's like round based. It's a lot of fun.
You can pick up your teammates as well, right? That was something else that you can do when it comes to cyber attack. This is
the first time I think anyone's seen
The
this,
reason it's
right?
taking so long is because it's the first time testing,
I believe this will be the first time.
This will be very, very cool. We're just waiting for the people to load up, but it should just be a moment again. We were waiting on one of the pods to finish, but it will be cyber attack. So this will be the first time you've been able to see this mode. Very, very cool. Probably going to be a fan favorite once we actually, get into the beta, get into the release later this year. But we'll kind of talk you through it and how it works once we get into it. But we're going to see who can step it up. Doc was pitiful. Gataga and Jack were dominant.
TP was fantastic.
Yep.
I mean,
I'm mostly, honestly, as much as I'm going to love the 6v6, the 10v10, the 20v20, I am really excited for the gunfight side of this.
I can't wait. I can't wait because I know no matter where you come from, no matter what your background is, everyone has that little bit of competitor in them. No one likes losing. No one likes losing.
I really want to see some snipers, man. I want to see Stroud pull that sniper back out. I know he got a little bit frustrated in the beginning. I want to see him pull it back out in the next game we watch him play and see what some of these players can do because we have some great snipers in this room.
We sure do.
I'm just laughing at it. I'm still thinking about like Doc, because not only do we have obviously our main broadcast here on the Call of Duty channel, but all these guys are on their personal streams. He must have been getting cooked in his.
Oh, absolutely fried. Twitch chat was probably not generous for him, but I mean, looking around the room, and we've seen a couple of the pods, but there's still so many other great entertainers, great streamers, great players that we have to look at. One player I am very excited for is actually Legion. May surprise you. I'm not necessarily sure what gameplay we're going to get out of there, but I had a chance yesterday to mess with some of his settings, so I'm curious to see if he's going to realize.
You messed with his stuff?
No. Absolutely. Messed with all the settings.
Sabotaging him, man.
Yes,
Wow.
absolutely.
Wait, no, you actually did that?
Yes, absolutely.
Well, he's probably fixed it by now, right?
No, I don't think he has.
Oh, no.
Ben, you're a bully.
No, Legion is one of my favorite personalities in Call of Duty.
Exactly. He's so funny.
He's musically gifted, too.
Yeah,
Country Greg?
He's an artist, man.
Yeah, no, he's something.
Shout out to Country Greg one time.
All right, well, we're into the next one. Cyber attack.
Syndicate.
Oh. Shotgun as well. See what he runs with. Yeah.
All right, cyber
He's not
attack.
a zombie master anymore.
Let's get into it.
Speaking of Legion, Legion and Syndicate are in this game.
Oh, they are?
They're on the opposite team, so we'll see how they are.
Okay.
Then to get the zombie master.
But you'll see, there's one bomb on this one.
Neutral bomb.
Neutral bomb.
Yep, and both teams have, of course, a plant site, if you will.
Yeah, it's an EMP, and you have to get it to the opponent's data center.
And I'm curious if even the players realize exactly what kind of the situation is, because again, you can pick up your teammates. A couple of doors to worry about, but 3v6. Blue team don't spring into life here, but they're all gonna fall.
Yeah, I forget when we played it, you can get them back up, right? But you can finish the kills. Like, I'm trying to remember, we only played this once.
I think you might be able to. There's like a finishing move. I think so.
But you have to be on top of them.
That's what it is. Yeah.
Well, one of the players dropped. I didn't see that red symbol because we saw like a medical symbol when we played. That's why I was wondering if we're in a different mode than we thought we are.
No, you can see the medical symbol.
Oh, you do?
Yeah,
oh, okay,
right
okay.
there.
Oh, there it is. You're right. Okay. I didn't see it when they first got drops, but.
Oh, personal
some
radar
nice shots in 2v3.
Honestly, use that round one. You absolutely may as well. Could give you an advantage, but now it's a 1v3.
Dead out.
Unfortunately for Greggy,
they just got trapped in there, right? On this map, there's that big yard house where there's just so many vertical like windows, different floors, and he just got trapped in that garage.
I mean, there's three up top, there's 3 down low, and the problem is if you saw the door there, if you don't make a play through the door early, you're just going to be trapped in nameless.
Yeah, you just got to grab that bomb and get out there and try to get to the other team's data center. They just kind of stayed in there, tried to pick up those kills. But you can see the other team, they decided to like go outside and use that leverage and go up top, and it worked out wonderfully.
And now you'll see in round 2, like the bomb position, the objective position has moved, so we're actually on a different part of the map. So each round, gives you a different look.
6v2 already. I mean, that was blink and you miss it type of stuff. 6v1.
And that's cool that the bomb moves, so like all the action won't just take place in one spot the entire map.
Yeah, that's great.
So, that next round, you can, if there's a spot in the map that you prefer, you can go over there
What's
and fight
going on? It's like, that was easy.
Yeah, we're winning around so quickly. Well, that was, what, a 6v1 within 15 seconds.
Talking about.
Wait, is that it?
Yeah, the
Look at that. Did he just fire him?
It's the FR 5.56. Guys, let me tell you.
Reminds me of like the Type 95.
That's exactly.
Sounds like it too.
It's so powerful. When open beta comes out, if you can get your hands on that, I guarantee you're going to have a good time. Especially if you're, one of the slower placed AR players. I mean, you stack that baby up, and whew, let me tell you, it's a good time.
Oh, nice shot. Syndicate. Rips him off a cover. That was nice. A little bit of the lean mechanic there you saw.
Let me find out. Very impressive stuff.
Whoa, in the 2v2, didn't Syndicate and Legion beat Teep and Courage, right? Yeah. So Legion got it. He's got it.
All right, so enemy has the bomb.
Little marksman rifle action.
Curious to see how this is going to be reacted. 3 versus 4. It is obviously something we haven't touched on because we haven't even seen it yet. Very, very quick plant times as well. When you get over there, it's really, really quick to put that thing down.
Yeah, I think everybody's still getting used to it, right? So just playing around.
Oh, here he is.
So look at his screen. Look at his screen. All the reses available.
Legion's going to clutch this 1v5.
Do you think he plays it selfish and goes for the clutch with the kills, or does he go for the reses?
Well, the enemy bombs aren't, so there we go. He has to disable it.
Well, now he's screwed.
So you can see he's got the...
Almost. I like the idea.
Oh, he got smoked.
He was close though.
But he went for it. He went for it. I thought he was going to get the kill there, maybe try to go for a res, but I guess it's tough to get those in when you have the 30 seconds on the clock to actually get through. How long was the res again? I don't remember, but it was pretty quick, wasn't it?
It was a couple of seconds, I think.
Yeah.
Wasn't too.
We might see.
Yeah, but like Ben said, I think the plant defuse was much quicker than like your normal search and destroy.
Yeah, way quicker. It's about just really taking control of the
it's
other
like
side.
2.5 seconds, I want to say.
Yep, something around there. But 2-1. Finally, red team gets their first round on the board. Legion not able to clutch one.
He is trying to run outside the map.
Hey man, it's gonna be hard.
Still learning.
Yeah. Oh my God! He sees 2 top window. Head gets peeled, and we'll see it.
Burst gun. This is it, right?
Legion just gets smoked.
I told you guys that
is mean. That is mean.
I'm just waiting for somebody to go up there, mount their gun, and just pre-aim that window, and you can't do anything.
Yeah, that's where tacticals and lethals are going to be your best friend.
I mean, that's some of the guys were saying though. Like, if there's a door that you can open, you can just kind of throw your stun at it, and it's going to open up. So if you have a sniper deep, there's ways that you can very strategically and very intelligently just kind of set things up.
And what's cool as well, Ben, is with those doors, that you were just talking about, you can kind of crack it open, throw something in there, and then close it. So you don't have to fully just open that door, and just adds a different meta to breaking into buildings and trying to take the power position.
Oh no, we were playing one yesterday, and someone just barged through a door.
Yeah.
And
it was me. It was me. He goes, "Maybe you scared the hell out of me."
The door open. Obviously, we don't know which doors are what and where they go.
I'm here.
I remember I was looking at Ben yesterday, and I kept opening and closing the door. He would make me one shot. I'm like, no, you have to come to me.
It was like the juggernaut in the trailer, bro. That was literally me kicking open a door.
A big boy.
Never been known for your subtlety.
No, absolutely never, Ben. Absolutely never. What is it, 2-2 now?
2-2, yeah. It's actually become a bit of a close game, and there's a glance at the stats.
Syndicate put his headphones on. I mean, he hit a snipe and then got flanked. It looked like he had 0 awareness.
I mean, he's 7-3, though.
I think his teammate dropped right next to him, too.
Probably 7-3.
Okay, all right. I guess I shouldn't criticize him as he's more than double positive.
He's having a good time, but again, close game, and a lot of the perks, it's no surprise to you.
Holy, was that the burst gun? Yep.
Yeah.
Look at this thing. Look at this.
Look at all this
Well, he gets the headshot. I mean, both times you see him smoke somebody, it's been the headshot.
You can see the shotgun. He has a nice grip on there.
See, you got to revive your teammates,
Well,
folks.
it looked like they were both backing up, too. I think 2 players were trying to do so, and then they got caught.
As MP5 comes out. Love that. Now it's what? Pretty tough spot. 3v2. Couple players still alive. Syndicate is one of them.
Is that 2-shot pistol? That thing is naughty.
3v1, 2v1. This is possible.
Right, here we go. It's a little res action.
Okay, so it's about what? 3 seconds, maybe a little bit more, 3.5. But you can res your teammates and give yourself a better chance of winning.
From a 3v1 to a 3v2 as the res came through.
Both teams.
It's also cool when you're down, you can spectate your teammates and kind of direct them to where you're at. If they get lost.
Except dude, he just smoked both with the burst gun again.
It's a 1v1.
Wow.
Oh my lord!
Sniper.
Who hit that?
Here it is. Let's see it.
Oh,
bang!
Boom!
Through the flinch, the headshot in.
That was nasty.
Was that a sniper or shotgun?
It's a marksman rifle.
It might be one of the marksman rifles, yeah.
Okay.
That was good composure in the 1v1.
Yeah, right. We've had some, like, in the past Call of Duties, like those slug rifles, those shotguns.
Single-shot slugs.
Pretty powerful.
That's what it looked like to me, like, wow.
I love this. Learning.
Yeah.
I think it's Syndicate that's popped up there a couple of times. No one home, though. This is a tough spot, 3v6, 2v6.
Somebody just died by, what was that? It looks like a shovel in the kill feed.
that is, it's probably what, Syndicate? Yeah,
wow,
Syndicate. I think that's the throwing knife. Him and Legion.
Oh, whoa.
Was that one of the lethal mates? I
1
don't think
second
he's
plant.
beating people with a shovel.
little trolls that they are.
Let's get this plant down.
Just look at the way he holds the bomb.
But
so
that's the thing. When you do pick up the bomb, remember you lose your weapon, right?
Like
you only have the bomb.
It's very quick. Okay.
Like that was a second, 1 second.
Plant,
That's
like
so
3
quick.
second defuse.
Real quick.
Always got it.
As you said, but 4v2. There's a res test.
Oh wow, 1
coming through,
second
4v3,
defuse. Oh
but
my
the problem
god,
is you're running out of time. You got 20 seconds to try and defuse the EMP. But again, it is a very quick defuse as well.
Yeah, so we'll see. They read some teammates. He's got the
Oh! Did Legion just snipe him?
Oh,
that
okay.
can happen.
Well, I think
There's the defuse.
Bot diffuses in.
Huh.
There's the defuse, but you got to be careful.
Soki. Wow.
Well, it's a 1v2, but if I'm not mistaken, the EMP's still up there.
So it's about reviving your
so
teammates.
I mean, they would have to take it to the other team's data center and plant it, or you have to kill everybody.
Or you just go and revive all your teammates. I like this.
That works as well.
Yeah, just get the numbers. It'll be a
This
3v1
map
after
is
the
actually
res.
from Rainbow
a lot.
Six.
Well, both teams are doing it.
Okay, he's gonna bomb again.
This is the coolest round we've had.
Yeah, 'cause it takes time, right? When you're playing a new game mode for the first time, you don't really fully understand all the mechanics, and you're like, oh, by the way, guys, you can, revive your teammates. Oh, well, 3 rounds later, sure enough, players reviving each other. Bomb now acquired and picked up. 3 versus 2. Reverse the map, 4v1. Then honestly, blue team should close this out now. This should be 3-3 game.
He said it's all down to Kitty, so we'll see if she can make a couple of plays. She's actually resin teammate, so it's going to be another situation where they're going to probably have to try to defuse this bomb. Well, EMP.
Syndicate's down. Get Syndicate. Get
5v2
Syndicate.
though. I mean, this is.
No, and he's set up with the burst gun. They're not getting through him. He's been frying with it.
Well, here's a look at Kitty.
It was a 1v5 all of a sudden for a second there.
I think she just blew someone up with a rocket. I think that's what happened.
Claymore or something.
Boom.
But she's gone for.
Well, she's on the opposite side of the map.
It's 13 seconds left at this point. There's absolutely nothing you can do. You may as well just revive your team and give yourself some points on the scoreboard. Pat stat or stat pad.
Yeah.
Makes sense, right? And round over.
It's probably best she didn't run to that burst gun. She would have died for sure.
Well, I mean, you don't want to feed kill streaks either,
is-
right? You got to think about that too. Play your life. Smart decisions coming out of
That
Kitty.
position was amazing up top on that.
It's like watching
on
a
that
real,
rooftop with that
actual
burst gun. You
competitive
can just
game right now.
dominate.
Yeah, it's
Oh, wow.
as I said, it's such a strong weapon.
Oh yeah,
it really is. If you get
Tom's
stopping power
really
on there
good.
as well.
I think my job in this is just
I mean,
going to be
he's
running
not
around resin
perfect or anything, but
I mean, you're good at that.
You'd be good at that job too.
Support player.
he's not a big
You're back.
multiplayer.
It's your time to
person,
shine.
Syndicate's 13-6 now.
He's getting better.
Really good at Call of Duty.
Yeah, Tom's good.
Yeah. Should really be no surprise. I mean, he's another one of those guys who's played for so many years.
Ooh.
That naturally, he's the type of guy who can just kind of pick it up and be like, all right, I get how this works. It's Call of Duty.
I just think this is so cool with the crossplay
Laser
element.
sight.
Like, it's just been something I've been wanting for so long to see them compete
must
against
be
each other.
showing
It's
to other
awesome. Oh my lord, that thing is it's insane.
And he has that laser on it.
Yeah,
Oh,
just
that's
hit
Kitty.
by her
That's
pride.
Kitty. She's fine with it.
6v2
6v2 as well.
I think people are dying to it a couple times. I mean, what are you using? I'd like to try that out.
I wouldn't even tell him.
Just lie.
Completely
it?
lying.
Like I'm using a shotgun. Okay.
Early 6v1. What's the round count?
3-3.
3-3. Yep.
Oh, I see.
All tied up.
14-6. Oh my God,
I
Tom.
feel sorry for whoever that last player is because you're about to fall. Sure does. 4-3.
Match point. Okay, so if it's
Trying to
4
get
and
a glance
4,
at the leaderboard. Oh, there it is. Syndicate
winning
14
point.
and 6. I feel like I want to give
this
Tom
is the
some
final
love
round.
this next round if possible. I'd love
5
to see
rounds.
what's going right for him. Having a
Match point.
great game, but yeah, match point.
This is what, a third of the
25.
4 6v6s?
Yep.
Yep.
Oh.
Seen a host of different game modes. We've had domination. We had a TDM.
Ooh.
Now this. A lot of
That face though.
fun games to come.
Match point.
There he is.
You go.
There
There's
we
Tom
go.
for you. He's got the MP5. It's my guy. It's my gun.
Oh, behave.
Let's go, Big
okay,
Tom.
so
He just
it's
goes
75
soaring
too.
in, shots in, doesn't finish anything. He's frustrated
He
at
just
the fact he
challenged
doesn't
three
finish the kill. Yeah, he's like, how? Well, Tom, there are 3. Okay, well, he did get hit by her.
I mean, he was team shot there.
Yeah, definitely.
He was team shot, so there's really nothing he can do.
4-4,
He's feeling
match point.
overzealous. Very ambitious challenges.
Oh my
Legion.
God.
He's spectating, waiting for a teammate to revive him.
It looks like we're going to end up going to the final clenching round here,
I
right?
think we will. 4-4.
Match point.
All
That's
comes
right.
down to this.
The tension is building.
It's a great game right now.
Legion doesn't know where he is, if you've been watching his face at all.
Still figuring it out.
Well, I just want to point out. No. So, because I messed with his settings, I did actually make him the same class I made Jack with a very strong
No
assault
hit
rifle,
marker.
and look
Oh,
what
dude,
he's
that
reverted
card
to
just literally got
in the
smoked.
final round. This is
Proper
where
explosions.
Legion is going to fry. I guarantee you, he's going to fry.
Well, we're seeing Doug, and you see bottom left just
Oh,
watching
oh.
Kitty, because
Oh.
Kitty's got that burst gun.
I'm loving that
She's
burst
going to
rifle.
clutch in round 9.
Wall
Oh,
banging.
that car just got
Oh.
smoked.
Ooh.
Yeah, earlier in the
Okay,
game,
okay.
people kept going to that wall, and they started to preempt it. So
Up in the wall. Yeah, that was not smart.
yeah,
Nice shots.
it was working.
First
Early on,
blood.
people didn't realize, but now they're like, yeah, we can't go there.
Oh, easy reads.
Oh.
So,
Oh.
5v2 5v5. Legion does pick up a pick. I knew he was going to revert to his
She's making the
try-hard
play
class.
right now. She's trying to flank that guy, though.
Sneaky, sneaky. Get him, Kitty.
She's going to go through the door.
Get him.
Oh, she just went straight through it.
She got tracker on. She didn't see the footsteps.
Ooh, very smart, very smart.
Chasing him downward.
He jumps
How'd this
up.
guy go?
He's running.
You can just pick up the bomb and run.
He's running for his life right now.
Oh, there he is.
He's got the ball.
There's two there.
But
picked up
Legion is right there, though, so potential
no.
for maybe some trades. Yeah, Legion just hopped straight on the revive. So smart from Legion.
Well, no, I think he got the kill, too. So he did trade the kill and got the revive.
Bait him.
But 3 of his teammates dropped right after that.
Uh-oh. 2v5 now.
It's
Oh,
Kitty
it's all
and
down to
Legion.
Legion. A 1v5.
To go for
Corbin has like 60 kills in this round. He's beat so many times.
She had some time to work with.
This is the most pressure Legion's ever felt.
Legion has the
Legion's
bomb,
won the
so
game.
they can't go and play. So they have to kill him right now.
So
if he can win maybe a one-on-one and res one of his teammates, he has a chance. But he has to win that.
That looks like a really competitive game. I like that
one.
mode.
Legion trapped in
like
a corner, nowhere to hide.
So what's cool about it is you can force people to challenge you.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a little bit different than some game modes we've had in the past. I like it.
No, that was fun. That
Cybertech's
was a lot of fun.
It's a really fun time. Big fan of that and how it has to play out.
Legion unfortunately let the team down, but they had a chance to get the win in the final round.
But okay.
I believe we're gonna get kind of straight into an interview. I think we've got Doug Sitzer Martin down on the floor with Kitty. They're off a tough round loss. It was tough to watch, Doug.
Clint, it was tough to watch indeed. Kitty, first of all, how you doing today?
I'm so great. Thanks for asking. How are you?
I'm doing well. I'm excited to be here. I'm a little jealous of you, like I've been saying to everyone I've been interviewing so far. I want to be on these sticks, but honestly, you've been surprising me. You got the gunny. You're the Famas. Like, you were one bursting people left and right. Your team let you down in that final round. What are your thoughts on that last game you just played?
It was really fun. Now that I found a loadout that I'm comfortable with and a sensitivity that I'm comfortable with and getting to know the maps better, it's feeling a lot better.
Awesome.
And we're getting a little bit of communication out of the team. I think we could use a little bit more because there's some pros on the other team, but I'm having a lot of fun.
These players are getting to the point now where they're understanding the game, they're feeling more comfortable. Now we're going to actually see some of the best Call of Duty gameplay at this reveal. Clint, back to you.
Thank you, Doug. Thank you, Kitty. I'm sorry you lost that final round, but no, you were fine. We saw that first blood to start round 9, then Legion disappointed. But you did a fantastic job. I believe we've got another interview. I think this one's going to be with Syndicate, who just had, what did he drop? 15, 16 kills?
Yeah,
he dropped
for the L, though.
Oh, yeah, he was going off. But Christine, you're on the floor with Tom.
Yeah, Syndicate just told me that it was going really well for him until they lost. So he was doing well for a little bit. But hey, I heard that you created quite a stir a couple of months ago. You kind of gave away what was happening today. So now that you've gotten a chance to play the new Call of Duty, what do you think?
It's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. Honestly, it is. I'm sorry to all the studio for filming in the back of a car and you could see Infinity Ward's like windows and everyone was like wizards and put it together like detectives, but the game's amazing. So much, like the feedback when people like saw the first bit of information was, oh, like it looks like it plays so it doesn't like plays like COD. It does. It does. Everyone's seen it right now in the chat and they're absolutely loving it and I'm absolutely stomping. I did just go 14-8, double the enemy team's score and still lost. So
yeah, so what happened if it was going so well for you?
Well, you know, you could ask my teammates. I'd like to ask the person who went 1-7.
Can we go over here? Oh, wow. That was harsh. He says it wasn't me.
I came back.
Blaming it on your teammates.
I was a good enough teammate. I think I just went like
He
full
did
COD
though.
mode.
He
I
went
running
full
around, just wanted to
aggressive. He
slay out.
didn't
That's
think.
exactly what I did. But I should have been a teammate, clutched up, and unfortunately I didn't. So I'm sorry about that.
Okay, better luck next time.
Thank you.
Guys, back to you.
Thanks so much. Tom, nice try.
I mean, we did see him jump over a crate and run into 4.
And then go.
Yeah. But he said he was just in full COD mode.
We would call that an ego challenge.
Yeah.
Right? That was a bit of a confident play out of Tom right there.
Yeah, he's playing well. I mean, he just tried to make the play and it didn't work out. I love how he blamed his teammates sat next to Legion. Legion instantly was like, don't look at me. Don't look at me. I'm not to blame for this situation.
I'm pinning it on Legion. But I do want to get ready for this next mode because now it's going to be something very different. So we saw obviously the cyber attack.
Imagine playing
now
COD
we are going to be
mission,
getting into the dark
vision.
mode. Now we've been talking a lot about this. You know, you saw we saw what the dark edition that's going to be coming with the launch of the game.
Oh, wow.
This is the dark mode.
Turn
we had
on
a chance to play that. I'm going to be honest with you. It's spooky. It's freaky. It's awesome.
It's dark, and a couple of the maps do have. Obviously, you see it here as Zero Cave. Night. There's night versions of these maps, but it changes the way you play. completely different.
Yeah, you absolutely can. And I mean, you have the option to turn on and turn off your night vision goggles, but I'll be honest, like some of us were testing it, you can't see much. You can hardly see anything without your night vision goggles on. And of course, if you aim in with your night vision goggles, your laser pointer is out, so the enemy team can see you. So you have to make the decision. When am I gonna zoom in? When am I not? So it's tough. It's a lot of fun though.
And with the dark mode and the dark maps, there also is again the dark edition.
Oh,
You can
yeah.
pre-order that now, and it is limited. It comes with the night vision goggles. It
As a
comes
kid,
with
I've
all the
always wanted
camos and
night vision
skins you
goggles.
guys
I've always wanted to
see.
be one of those
It's
cool
truly
kids with
incredible, and that
army
is available
stuff,
now
you
on
know, like-
CallOfDuty.com. So if you want to go ahead and pre-order it,
I love that
you can
stuff.
get that done. And yeah, one of the coolest editions we've ever had in the history of Call of Duty.
Yeah.
But now we're going to kind of show off why there's been so much
I had 'em
research
on
into night
yesterday.
vision.
They're so fun.
I can't be the
Haven't
only
taken
kid
those
that,
rounds.
I don't remember why
Yeah.
or when it was, but like I remember growing up, there was a point where I thought night vision goggles were the single coolest thing in the entire world, and I wanted them. And I asked my parents.
Yesterday, I was mind blown.
And my parents were like, "Those cost thousands and thousands of dollars." I was like, "Oh, that's tough. I'm not getting that." But,
That'd be so dirty.
You can.
oh yeah, no, we're taking. We
Play
already
laser
discussed
tag
this.
with
Yep,
night vision?
we're taking those with us.
Absolutely.
Let's play. We'll play tag tonight, dude, in the dark. Sure about this.
No, we're not gonna do
Are
that.
we too old for tag?
No, you're never too old for tag.
Okay.
I mean, I guess you guys
We're going
can.
into game.
I'm out though.
All right, let's get right into it. This is going to be some thrilling
Realism
stuff.
takes
Again,
away the
never
HUD.
before seen multiplayer footage and gameplay from all these
Oh,
streamers
wow, it
here in
actually
attendance
does.
in
It
Los
takes away your whole
Angeles.
entire HUD.
Thanks to Infinity Ward for having everybody out. But now let's check one of the night versions of the map. It's about to get
I like
spooky.
y'all.
And they're playing with realism as well, and what that is, that takes away the HUD, and it is just, it's insane. It's a very realistic experience.
It's a
Yeah,
very
there's actually
different
it
type of
swerves in.
experience.
Here's the sniper.
It's going to take players maybe a little long to get used to. Of course, that team ups for the sniper rifle.
So we didn't use the sniper when
So-
we played this. So, I
when
didn't
you
know
snipe,
can zoom in.
yeah, when you snipe, you can fully ADS as you're used to. Now, if you don't have a sniper rifle, your ADS
Toss it
looks
to the
up
side.
a little different.
Look
Yeah,
at
you
how
tilt your gun with the laser. But every time he
How
aims,
immersive this is.
every time he aims, I need everyone to realize you can see the
It looks-
lasers being
it's
aimed.
kinda- it's
That's
kinda
your kind of
sketchy.
indication. Oh, someone's close.
It almost looks like trailer footage, right?
Yeah.
Like if it wasn't for the names of your teammates, it looks like something out
Like
of
if
like a
those
pre-made,
arrows were
pre-rendered
gone.
video.
Yeah, it looks really immersive. This looks like a lot of fun. I didn't get a chance to play this yet, but you know, having that night vision on and being in this cave too, it just looks a bit scary.
And
That's
again,
how
you
you
can
do it.
take your night vision off, but as kind of Merc teased, probably don't recommend it. It's pretty
No,
dark.
there's like some
Yeah.
I don't know. There's some flames that'll help you out. There's some lights in the
Yeah,
cave,
you have to
but
zoom in to see the
again, you
laser.
cannot see much.
Well, he finally tries to find an opening, ends up getting flanked, so
Oh, here we go.
no kill in for TP.
This is
TP
where
changes classes.
this is where team's going to pull out the
Let's say MP5, but you
MP5,
can see. So when he zooms in, that laser comes out.
So you can't see it until that, correct?
Correct.
Yep. And that's kind of what you use to guide your aim, if you will. The laser pretty much perfectly shows you where the bullets are
I'm just
gonna go.
imagining playing against like Maven in this, and he's just in a random corner. And
Oh, I'm just be laying down somewhere.
Yeah.
For some reason, this
basically what you did when we played this.
No,
You
it
laid
scares
down on the
me, man.
grass.
Did you ever see The Descent, like that scary movie in the caves when you were a kid?
No.
This makes me
That
think
movie,
of Alien.
for some reason, it makes me think of The Descent, man. I think there's gonna be monsters
When
coming out
you
of the
were a
corners.
kid?
Oh yeah. So you were in
55 years
you
ago.
were in the womb. Yeah.
I wasn't.
Yeah,
No,
you kind
that
of
was
tell
a long
no
time
hit markers. I like that.
Oh, here we go. Team with a chance to pick up a couple of kills, and again, realism on. So you just gotta have to.
bullets, one
it's so
bullet
dark
to the
with
head,
it,
like
man.
it's quick.
Well, it's different too because you don't have like the normal hit markers.
Shroud
too.
looks so
I remember when we
tired.
first played it, I was like, I couldn't.
Is he dead?
Tell. Yes, exactly. But no, the realism of it is wild.
You can just see how like cautious he's playing because it's hard to even like where are my teammates, where are the fights going down. It's so hard, with that realism mode on.
Yeah, teamwork and communication. Gonna have to be on point, but you can see it looks like they've got a personal radar in top left for
Yeah, someone
Shroud.
took off their night vision. Yeah.
Nice shots there as well from Shroud. Some very, very nice shots, and this was actually the map that we played, the night map. It was what, the outside area.
right there. I'm jumping back.
Yeah, dumb out.
You actually see, that was a perfect moment. Yeah,
they
took
didn't
off the
have-
night vision. Yeah.
I don't know if we can go find that player who's not using the night vision.
But I think Noah was just using it because he was like outside the cave. Like it's a lot brighter out there.
I wonder if Noah is just like messing around and not using it.
Maybe. I mean, it can give you an advantage, that's for sure.
Because it looked like he was just running around with a shotgun.
It's like, I'm going to kill everybody.
Get out of the map.
There's a quick glance at
Close game.
the scoreboard, very close, 24-23, and that's something, again, because you are in
He
realism.
was trying to go out of the map, like up the hill.
Well, that's what's they talked about sort of
like there's no
going away
borders,
from
you
sort of the
just walk
arena
that
style
map
maps and
and
more to like the realistic maps as they did research for these. And yeah, I found myself like trying to learn it as well. Exactly, where can I go? And that's just going to come obviously with putting time into the game, but it's like you're in this little like realistic sandbox and you get to discover everything. It's
the best advice you can really give when people start playing is don't unnecessarily aim. Right, because you do not want the other team to get the information. They'll see your laser sight. You want to try and keep yourself hidden for as long as possible. Otherwise, exactly what happened to Myth there.
I thought he got sniped for a second, but
well, he saw like 3 people run across his screen. I think that's why he was frustrated and just gets popped.
Jumpy like this one.
Tough. Real tough is now quick lights over towards Skadoodle's perspective.
Did they say how many modes or how many maps this is going to be for? Like, I know they said the dark mode is for some maps. Is it every map or just a handful of them?
I think it's a handful.
Yeah, no, I think that makes more sense. I just couldn't remember if they broke that down when we had them up here.
Yeah, we're seeing the action start to take place, outside now. The cave got a little bit too scary for these guys. They didn't know where they were dying from.
Well, it feels like you can get like better power positions and height in some of these buildings versus, the cave is terrifying.
It's just scary.
There's a lot of corners that you have to check as well, which is always tough. As players are back in towards the cave.
Well, I feel like this is going to be. I've never been like the biggest like hardcore mode player, but obviously there's a giant community for that. Like I feel like this is.
Is
he
130 above?
Like the hardcore
side. Before was when the hardcore community really just took off, and it was massive back then. People loved it.
I feel like this has got to be something they'd be into.
Absolutely.
Right?
No, but
you see the Claymore?
Oh, that'd be so.
How did he manage to get a gunship?
Here we go.
Line it up.
Well, the problem is there's a giant cave. So I'm not sure how effective this is actually going to be.
Found him.
But they're inside, are they not?
I mean, he's not going to know either when he hits him.
One guy inside. Get him.
Oh, he'll know. Because that red square is going to disappear.
He's
they're
smoked.
in there.
Well, he's now funneled everyone into the cave.
Well, his teammates are picking up some kills right now. We just saw 2 of the squares drop.
Yeah, he's basically a UAV for his team.
I don't think he realizes what's in the sky right now.
Oh, still alive.
One player outside.
I love
Don't want to be there. He found one. Yeah.
Oh, that person just got obliterated.
Well,
Yeah,
actually, a
that's
couple
like
players
my
have been coming
favorite
up 40 if he predicts this. Up top, up top should be good for at least a couple.
That player just spawned up and saw a rocket flying from the sky.
I can
landing at his feet.
Like if it already wasn't frightening enough with the night vision, now you're getting drilled in the face with missiles from up above.
He's doing this with a shotgun and claymores. Noah is my worst enemy.
Nice kill. Unfortunately, shot to the side.
He's smiling. He's having so much fun.
Yep.
I mean, the score was unbelievably close a few moments ago. It's 54-46 right now. Oh, I think he did just pick up that kill, but over towards Jericho's perspective now. We'll see how much luck he's going to have.
I mean, we were watching TP. You could see how he was just cautiously checking every corner. Jericho's like, nope, I want a challenge. Sprinting straight through that tunnel. And you can see players are getting more comfortable with the power positions now.
I mean, once you, again, learn the map, you learn the power positions, and especially in a game mode like this, makes things a little different.
Well, I think the good thing is they've played like one map on this before.
Yeah.
I think when we jumped into it,
It was our
this
first time.
First time.
Yeah.
This map, I was like, I don't know where I am.
I just stopped moving. I was like,
you became a snake in the grass. That's what you did. You just lay outside the
now.
cave, and you just kind of waited for people to run out. And to your credit, you killed everyone.
This is my part of the map. Don't come near me.
It's Maven's domain.
Nice pick there from Jericho. I think he sees the layout. Oh, I think that was a headshot. Nice shot from Jericho.
So it looks like these scopes you can zoom all the way in too.
Yeah, it looks like with the mini reflex you couldn't aim all the way in, but
Ooh, very nice.
Sniper rifle you definitely can, because that's what we sort of
Yep.
straight off the rip. Didn't use it for very long.
No.
It was a death, and he was
Probably
like,
just depends on the scope, yeah.
let me go to the sub. Very close game, though. I believe it's just down to 4 kills now.
Ooh.
We'll see this closed out relatively soon. But again, biggest advice when you hop on this in open bed, don't ADS unnecessarily.
Nice shots.
Clean shots, actually.
I wonder if he
Looking for
got
the one tap. Ooh.
That was close.
Almost found the kill up top.
And we don't know if he got him, and he doesn't know.
Yeah,
so
he doesn't know, yeah.
He's just kind of hoping.
Killed that guy, though.
Which is cool, the
Correlation's
realism part
Yeah.
of it, right? It's like, I don't know if I can push this yet.
Oh, and takes off the night vision goggles.
So that's why you'll see some players be a little bit more cautious, because if they're like shooting through the wall, you won't know.
That's tough. Defeat 75-62.
It was close at one point.
Unfortunately for Skadoodle and Co, they're not going to win that map.
Actually went faster than I thought it would. Like, I thought the gameplay would slow down quite a bit.
Well, that was the thing.
Vision,
when we played it, we played at very, very slow pace.
We didn't know the map.
We didn't know the map, right? And to Anna Joe's point, the players have already played that map now. They played Cave once. Now you just kind of put it in night mode. Getting a little more used to the swing of things. I think everyone's feeling a little more comfortable here at the multiplayer reveal.
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping. We're starting to see more kill streaks come into play. Some of the field orders.
Gunship. We just saw a gunship, admittedly.
I don't know how he got that on there, by the way.
He's more of a zombies person, but
I wanted him to be able to shoot through the cave. I wanted to light up everybody.
Really
Unfortunately, half of the map was in, so he couldn't really get as much. What did he get? 2-3 kills with it?
I think it was like two, maybe 3.
All right, so nice stuff from Noah Jader, one of the big hitters. You got to think he's obviously a long-time Call of Duty veteran. He's going to be getting comfortable with this game quicker than some of the other streamers we have here, as he's been around the block a couple of times.
Yeah, he's been playing for a really, really long time, and well, you know, as I said, players getting a lot more comfortable now. Maybe.
All right, well, we did get to see the dark mode. We're going to continue with the interviews throughout the course of this after we go in and out of the games. This time we've got Sensor on the floor with Orb.
Thank you very much, Clint. I am on the floor right now with Orb. Now, Orb, I just watched the night mode, realism mode for the very first time. Again, I'm very jealous. I'm going to keep on saying that. I want to be playing. But Orb, how did it feel playing in the night mode?
It felt hectic. It felt like there was a lot going on. I'm a little bit, afraid of the dark myself to begin with, so it really wasn't a great thing going into it. But no, really fun, like a new twist to Call of Duty, and kind of adding in kind of that realism factor, and definitely a lot of. There's a tactical change essentially, like how you play. Just because you go into night vision mode, that means like essentially your laser is gonna point out so people can see you. So like, when do you have it on? When do you take it off?
Yeah, for me, when I was watching you right now, because I haven't played night vision mode since Call of Duty 4 back in the day. This is something completely new. It's going to be a multiplayer as well for all of you guys at home who want to play it. I think it'll be a lot of fun to switch it up. Is this something you could see yourself playing more often?
From time to time. I think, the core Call of Duty is always going to be very key to me, but it's always fun to switch it up, man. Variety is the spice of life. Somebody once said that, and I agree with it.
I agree. We all love Call of Duty. We all love when they add new things. I think this mode could be really fun to watch in the future and to play as well, obviously. Maven, back to you.
Orb, Doug, thank you. But yeah, no, I think you kind of nailed it there. The variety, right? If it's not your cup of tea, great. I mean, it is for somebody. There's so much different stuff you can get into within this title.
I mean, it goes back to the very start of the show, right? When we were asking the devs, how do you come up with change? Like, how do you even change something which has been around so long? It's such a tough thing to do, but the night mode it's a ton of fun. It really is.
All right, we got an interview with Orb, and now I believe next up with Christine Leahy, we have Skadoodle. He was my hero for years.
Your hero. They're saying that you are the hero. It's a Maven. Do you know why?
I had a lot of kills on the leaderboard, but I was just trying to win the game. I didn't want to lose. I'm a huge competitor, so no matter what, like even if it's like a little showcase event, I love just having some fun, running around, and that's what Call of Duty is all about. So.
Skadoodle, I want to ask you the same thing about night mode. You were saying that it's kind of chaotic for you, right?
Yeah, night mode is very chaotic. There's explosions going off everywhere, like communications. No one knows the map right now, so you can go inside the cave. You can do like big flanks. Like there's a lot of angles, and it was night mode, so no one knows what's going on. There's night vision. Like there's lasers everywhere. Like it was very chaotic.
You've got a bit of a different strategy, which I really like. You just told me you're just trying to check out a lot of the guns. You want to check them out and see what they're like.
Yeah, I think that's like a first step kind of thing. You
bot.
gotta feel out the guns. You gotta make sure you're using the best guns. Like who's using what kind of situation. So yeah, I mean that's a first step kind of thing.
Do you have a favorite so far?
Well, I'm a big fan of the AK.
Nice.
Generally, in most games, the AK packs a punch. So
not.
most of the time, I use
Homage.
the AK a lot because generally I have some pretty good aim most of the time. So if I can land a few shots early, I usually clean up the kill. So.
All right, I'm looking forward to seeing you in the next one, guys. Back to you.
He's my hero because he's my favorite sniper of all time. That's why he's my hero. And Skadoodle, this is my first chance to tell you publicly that I love you.
Okay. That's a lot of love.
That's a lot of love. That's amazing, Maven. I'm glad you got to do that.
I'm glad you were able to
share
that
that
off your chest.
I wanted to share that. But I do think that the night vision goggles are going to be a huge hit with the community, and it's going to be a bit slower, more cautious. I'm curious, like the hardcore side of things, that's where they're really going to want to get into it. Just a reminder, with the night what is it called? The night version of the game. You can actually get that. You can pre-order that wherever you get your games. So wherever you go to buy your game, wherever you go to pre-order, you can do it there. So it's not just through CallOfDuty.com like I mentioned earlier. You can do it wherever you go to pre-order your games.
You actually get night vision goggles. Legitimate goggles.
And they're amazing. Like I said, I put them on yesterday, and I was like, these are awesome. Can I take them home with me? They're like, not yet, okay?
I mean, here's what comes with the Dark Edition. I mean, not only that, you get the operators as well, the old school operators from back in our day when we were playing COD 4.
Joel was like showing it to us, and like obviously a room like this, a lot of lights. It's like when you put your hand in front of it, it senses when to go dark.
Yeah, it's
unreal. It was so cool.
So you can put them on, for example, in a room like this with the lights, and you can see perfectly. Then as soon as the lights go off,
adjust.
It's incredible.
Night vision, and it's amazing.
All right, well, we've seen different modes from the cyber attack to the dark modes of the maps. We've seen 4 versions of the 6v6 now, but upcoming, it's time to ramp it up. It's going to be 10 versus 10 on the highly anticipated headquarters map. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after this quick break.
Seeing nice pistol kills here. The Eagle. This game's gonna be so good. So good. I'm pumped. I can't wait. And then the gunship, yeah. Oh my god. Oh, no way! I can't believe he got that. And you can see the Harrier in the sky there too. Harrier strike. I love it. It's oh my god, it looks so good. Holy. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Wow. I'm pumped to see this game in action. I'm gonna end off the stream here, guys. If you guys want to see the rest of it, the 10v10, which I have seen, it looks really cool. I'm gonna watch the rest of it later, and yeah, hopefully you guys have enjoyed. Make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel if you're new. If you guys already haven't done so, hit the notification bell. That will notify you guys every single time I upload a video or go live. Man, I'm so pumped to get this game. It's gonna be so good. I'm gonna get every single news update about it. There's no more DLC, which means every time you log into the game, there's going to be ongoing updates. So whenever there's a new map pack, it's going to be right there. You don't have to download it. It's installed to your game for free. It's all in one buy. No more DLCs. I'm pumped. Gunship, H130. I'm out. Thank you guys so much for watching.